If you're 59 and a half, did you know that in most cases you can roll your 401k into an IRA while keeping the 401k open for future contributions and employer matching funds? Doing this allows you to reposition your assets with more choices and proper diversification for your upcoming retirement. So, if you're 59 and a half and have an active 401k and would like to know all the options available to you, call us. After all, it's your money and it's too important for guesswork.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go. It's Sylvie Field's C. Harlan Stadium. The Ava Bears take on the Mountain View Liberty Eagles. It's conference game 2 of the season. I'm Joe Corum, along with Greg Davis and Cheryl Davis, keeping scores for us back at home. Gregory, how about that for a plan to cover it here, there, and everywhere?
That's right. Grandma is taking care of the grandkids, but she said, I will keep up with the scores and text them to you.
Already filled you up with all kinds of thoughts and conversations. We've talked a little bit about Mountain View Liberty with Coach Carnegie himself. Dan Swafford sorted out things we must do. Now it's a matter of making it out onto the football field and make it happen. It's also senior night on the cross-country side of things, and we'll have the senior night activities at halftime. Ava, Mountain View Liberty, game 4 of the 2020 season. It is underway on TDH Media, audio provided by Cause Radio 92.1 FM Ava. I know that, Greg, because I'm looking at the screen right now, which you see on TDH Media right now. There's your monitor.
Yes, I love it.
And we're supposed to have instant replay, those kinds of things. So the broadcast just got taken up a notch, and Joe and Greg won't be able to handle it. Let's set it up. We'll play a little football. Ava, Mountain View Liberty, it's on your way on the best radio. Oh, by the way, Kansas City Royals baseball over on the AM side of Cause Radio. Best radio in the Ozarks for the Royals, who've won 6 in a row, something like that. 6 out of the last 7. Playing some pretty good baseball right now. Cause AM 1430. Here it's a little football action. Ava against Mountain View Liberty.
It's Long Dollar Furniture and Appliance, located in the Old Barn Shopping Center in Ava. Our big store has plenty of furniture and appliances and everything you need to make yourself more comfortable. A new recliner for Dad, or maybe a rocking chair for Mom or for Grandma. Something for everyone, and of course the appliances for your kitchen or your laundry. Long Dollar Furniture and Appliance in Ava.
When you're wanting performance, easy operation, and comfort, then see the Z-Series of Kubota zero-turn mowers at Edgeler and Harper Farm Equipment. Like the Kubota Z411, Kubota Z-Series come with a rugged transmission and a 4-year residential warranty. See the Kubota Z-Series zero-turn mowers at Edgeler and Harper Farm Equipment, serving the Ozarks for 40 years.
Hi, this is John Alterman. We are 2 names you can trust, Edgeler and Harper and Kubota, Mountain Grove and West Plains.
Hey guys, this is Trish Watterson with Show Me Real Estate. And if you are thinking of selling your place, now is a good time as any. We pride ourselves on how we market our property, whether it's a farm, land, residential, in town, or commercial building. We use a variety of tools to bring awareness to potential buyers of the property that you want to sell. Visit either Show Me Real Estate location Monday through Friday or on Saturday mornings, and someone will be there to assist you. That's Show Me Real Estate, serving the entire Southwest Missouri area.
Trish, thank you very much. Oh, I think that sounds quite a bit better, doesn't it? Ava, Bear football tonight. And there they are, middle of the field. Look at that. There's a monitor. I love this combination, my friends. Tyson Hancock, TDH Media, has a great crew working with him, and they'll give you the video set of this thing, and we blend in the audio here. Look at the Ava football team jumping up and down, center of the field. We see it here live. You can watch it there on the Boomer Tuber, on the interweb, whatever you want to call that, as we're set and ready to rock and roll. Mountain View Liberty goes down to the north end. Ava, Mountain View Liberty, conference ball game. As you heard in the pregame set of things with Cooper and Tyler doing an outstanding job on that football night in Cause Country. Isn't that a show and a half, my friends? Anyway, set on that little puppy. Here's how that works, and you hear all of the ins and outs. Last 10 years, 2 teams that have won it more or less every time you turn around. It is Ava and Mountain View Liberty, and the boys from Mountain View. I'm proud lot of them. They're bringing the flags out on the field. We're remembering law enforcement, firefighters, and the United States of America. Look at that. And then forget about NFL football on TV. Just forget about it. You can listen to it on the radio, but forget about the travesty taking place at the professional level of sports. Some of these high school kids need to teach these older folks a lesson. Ava, Mountain Dew Liberty, another night of God Bless America, the way it ought to be. That's what sports is all about, or we don't need it. Ava, Mountain Dew Liberty, on Posh Radio.
Hello. This is Wes Davis of Town & Country Bank. At Town & Country Bank, we are committed to providing exceptional service to our customers. We do more than just provide loans for our community. We help make dreams become a reality. Whether it's a new home, farm, business, or a new car, we would love the opportunity to help. Stop by one of our area locations and let our friendly lending team remind you how special hometown banking can be. Smart, friendly solutions. Town & Country Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi folks, this is Jay Loveland of Jay Loveland Auto Sales, and I'd like to invite you all to our new setup in Mountain Grove. We have a great inventory of affordable cars, trucks, and SUVs, conveniently located right next to Walmart and Burger King. Find us also online at jlovelandautosales.com or 417-349-4444. And remember, at J. Loveland Auto Sales, we always do the right thing.
At Rick's Roofing, we have expanded our business. We are now dozing for timber and other excavating work, skid steer work, some brush hogging, brush mulching, also helping you build your driveway, building houses or shop pads, backhoe work, septic work, and dump truck gravel hauling. Free quotes. And of course, we're still taking care of your roofing needs too. 683-8081. That's 683-8081 for Rick's Roofing, LLC.
Saying goodbye to a loved one. You want it to be special, wrapped in care and provide comfort to those who remain. I'm Tony Clinking Bear Van Dyne, and at Clinking Bear Funeral Home, we've been helping those we know and love say goodbye with honor and dignity for over 100 years. We are here to serve you and your family.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready for little Ava Bear football. Greg Davis, how are you on this wonderful evening of football time in Cause Country?
Hey, what, it's a beautiful evening. If you've not looked out at the sun, you need to go look at it right now. Bright orange in the western sky, but it is a beautiful night to play some football.
You think maybe that fire stuff from the west is kind of fogged up the sun a little bit?
And it is fine with me right now.
I can handle it.
Keeping that sun out of my eyes.
Want to take a look at games around the area?
We will. As going to have some interesting games tonight. In fact,
you have more on your page. Go with your page. That's fine.
Salem is at there tonight. These two teams are 2-1. That's going to be interesting to see this game. Also, Kabul 3-0. When's the last time you heard Kabul being 3-0?
Well, you saw that a little bit last year. Kind of looked to me like they were just getting a little bit better, weren't they?
They're traveling to Houston, which is 2-1, and in a pair of 1 and 2 teams, Willow Springs and Mountain Grove.
Hang on just a second. Houston could not play that football game because of COVID, so it is Kabul traveling to Windsor. Windsor. Now, there are 2 Windsors apparently in the United States of America and the state of Missouri. Coach did not know which one, but they are. They're playing Windsor. See, Kabul versus Windsor. That being played tonight. All right. How about that? So we just keep you up to date on next. Cheryl, don't be looking for Kabul against Houston because it's not going to be. Got the coaches coming out on the football field. They're going to do their perfunctory flip, etc. And who's going to decide? Mountain Dew Liberty. Ava Bears going to get after it here on the best radio in the Ozarks, Cause FM 92.1.
Are you needing some cash now and can't wait until payday? Strong's Watch Shop and Payday Loans is here to help you. Of course, they still do jewelry and watch repair. And hunters, listen up. Get ready for the season by taking a look at their firearms collection. Call them at 683-1789. That's 683-1789. Or stop by and see them at Strong's just north of the Ava Square.
Hey, Bears fans, this is Travis Smith, and I want to say how proud I am to be supporting the Ava Bears football team. From the trip last year to the championship game and this summer's long, hot summer practices, I'm looking forward to seeing what this season will bring. Hard work pays off. I can attest to that from coaching football for over 10 years. And I want to say good luck to the Ava Bears football program from Travis Smith. Thank you.
Paul Wade and Associates. It's about accounting, bookkeeping, honesty, and experience. Paul Wade and Associates, with decades worth of experience in accounting work, offices in Ava and in Gainesville for years. Paul Wade and Associates, our Gainesville number, 679-2299. 679-2299. And of course, in Ava, Paul Wade and Associates at 683-2319. That's 683-2319.
Well, Greg, you're sitting there watching it. You want to do the play-by-play on it?
I'll tell you what, the ref's out there explaining to the two players, the Ava player and the Mountain View player. I don't know what they explained about, but he carried on a 4-minute conversation.
Buffett and Watts out there on the field. We're watching it on the screen that TDH Media has up, and we have it in here. Now, Greg, stop watching the TV and watch what's on the football field. He's just carried away by all this because you get so close. I love that. Well, this is very good. Where was this when we needed it up at Columbia here at Faurot Field when we were 400 miles away? What happened right there, Mr. Davis?
Well, it looks like your Ava Bears have won the toss, but they will defer to the second half. So they'll be kicking off to the Mountain View Liberty. And what side of the field are we going to be defending? That's what we're discussing right now.
Going to find out in a minute. So it'll be Tyler Watts or Carter Pruitt at quarterback. We kind of think Tyler Watts is going to come in and take over that job. You'll hear the names of Shoup and Corman, probably some more in the backfield. Mountain View Liberty is famous for 100,000 receivers who every now and then run with the football. Here comes the crew. Tyler Watterson showing Sheriff DeGase his new headset where he can listen in to the broadcast, has it stuffed in his ear to listen to it. I think we're about ready to play Ava Bear football, and Biggs comes in the door. Come on in here, look at this. We get to watch the football. Why didn't we have that up at Columbia? That would have made all the difference in the world. We'd have won the ball game if we'd have had this right here to look at. Isn't that neat? I love that. So let's play a little football. Ava Bears will be kicking to the south end of the goal. We'll defend our north end. Mountain View Liberty moving from left to right. We're about ready to play Ava Bear football. Let's lace it up and see what comes. The Ava Bears looking for their third win in 4 attempts, and Mountain View Liberty at 1-2 on the season. Mountain View Liberty with that loss to Fairgrove and Thayer last week, and then beating Stratford at the beginning of the season by 10 points, 16-6 the score that I had. So let's kick this puppy off, see what comes of it. Ava Bear football about to come your way on the best radio on the Ozarks, Cause FM. Squib kick by Ava. It will barely be covered by Mountain View Liberty, and they're going to have pretty good field position, ball at the 44-yard line. So with that, here come the Bears on defense. Here comes Mountain View Liberty, set up offense. Now, we can't take breaks when Liberty comes out on the football field because they will run a no-huddle, quick throw-it-at-you kind of offense. There'll be 400 receivers. Looks like going to pop at least 2 to each side right now. Shotgun set for the quarterback, who will be Tyler Watts, and you have Carter Pruitt, the other potential quarterback, up at the top side. 3 receivers now near side, and literally 5 receivers in the offensive set for Tyler Watts. Here comes Mountain View Liberty, 1st and 10. Game's about to get underway. Snap back. Carter will throw. Put it in the air. Got a catch on the corner. Bears can't hold on to him. Gets loose, and then we grab a hold and throw him out of bounds. It is Ackland. That's another one of the Ackland boys, Gentry Ackland. And instead of coming up and contain, Ackland takes a step back, and we run by him. And as a result of that, Greg, they move the chains just like that. 1st and 10, 41-yard line. There's your set. Now, as Mountain View Liberty moves into Ava territory, it's quick. So that's how that's going to go. Here comes the snap to Watts. He will hand it off this time, and the Bears are right there. Down he goes. Handed off to Carter Pruitt, middle of the line. Bears crash in on that and take him down. Is coming up to make the defensive play for the Ava Bears, and a good job done by Bryce Dodson. How much yards you going to give him?
1 yard.
So gain of 1, 2nd down 9, Mountain View Liberty, Ava territory at about the 40-yard line, looks to me like. Boys in the backfield. It is Watts at quarterback, wants to throw, has time, got a man open through the middle, and the catch is made, and down he goes. On the reception, Frazier. Lucas Frazier will make the catch. The football is going to end up at the 29-yard line. Going to be enough for another Ava Bear first down, Mountain View Liberty first down. And before we can get the chains moved, Mountain View Liberty are ready to roll. You see how quickly they will do this. This is a dangerous offense. Mark it down. Out of the set is Watts, shotgun. Going to hand it, nope. Going to throw it up over the top, going long. Catch made, 1-yard line. Out of bounds, it'll be good, and the catch is made to Mountain View Liberty's Noah Jester. And you talk about throwing the football. It is Tyler Watson right now. Greg Davis, he's shredding us. First and goal at about the 1 for Mountain View Liberty, and this is way, way too easy. I formation nearly set right here. Watch shotgun. Standing right by him is Pruitt. Pruitt will have the football into the pile. Touchdown made, Mountain View Liberty. 1-yard plunge for the running back, Carter Pruitt. Boy, that was just too easy, wasn't it? So Pruitt on the carry as they throw the football down the field. It's disgusting at the 10:58 mark. And where Mountain View Liberty find this? There's nothing to do here, my friends. This is exactly how they run their offense, and they have done it to perfection on that first drive, and they've scored within 2 minutes, actually within a minute. Throw it over the top. Bears got away with one right there. That was nigh on to an interference call, but they miss. As a result of that, all too easy. Mountain View Liberty 6, the Ava Bears 0.
This is Tim Reese, pastor at Ava General Baptist Church. This year has been full of more questions than answers, but one thing that we can be sure of, whether within a community of believers or in the stands, we are better together. So let's cheer on our Ava Bears together. If you don't have a community of believers, I encourage you to join us in person Sundays at 8:30 or 10:45 or online at Facebook Live at 10:45. Go Bears!
Corner. Oh, Tyler's getting ready to take over the play-by-play right now. He's got the kind of play that they're doing. They're running peak routes. They're setting up screens, just like in basketball, and getting away with it. And it's working very, very well. And you talk about just boom, boom, boom. How many plays was that drive, Greg? It wasn't very much, was it? 4 or 5? 5 plays?
5. 4 or 5 plays. I tell you one day, it was 3 pass plays and 2 running plays.
All right, 5 plays. And with that, 6 points on the board just like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between, that's not very good. Now the Bear defense better, their offense better get this and take about 52 minutes to drive down and get 8 points. The longer you can keep this offense off the field, the better off you are. And that is the way to play Mountain View Liberty. But, Greg, you can't afford to get very far behind to a team like this, or they'll chew you alive. Yeah, ball is bounded on the ground, going to be taken. Bear's going to set up a little Thayer stuff right here. Put it off to the corner. Got it cut to the outside. Good run by Blaine Mendel. Mendel gets loose, runs over another, and ends up at the 40-yard line. You talk about not giving up right there. Blaine Mendel, as he gets the handoff on the kickoff play, and literally cuts to the top side, and we're going to start this puppy 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. That's more like it, don't you think? Pick that ball up, turn around, hand it off to Blaine Mendel, get a block up on the edge, and the next thing you know, you get loose from 1, get loose from 2, and you end up at the 40. 1st and 10 for Ava. Under center should be Ashton Stout. Let's make certain that's how it's set. That is the case. In the backfield, fullback Zach Miller. Going to hand it to Miller right off the top. What do you think? Nope. They're going to try a little misdirection. Get it to Spencer Skiles. Got a block. Got it at the corner, and he's driven out of bounds at 43. So with that on the edge, Spencer Skiles used his speed, gets a block by Peyton Evans, and is able to pick up how many yards, Mr. Davis, on that run?
I'm going to give him 4 yards on the carry.
I think you are exactly right with that 2nd down and 6 for your Bears, trailing Mountain View Liberty 6-0. Liberty drives 57 yards on their first drive, 3 pass plays, 2 runs. That's it. They're in the end zone. Way too easy. 2nd and 7 at the 43. Bears work from right to left on your radio dial. Man in motion. There it comes. Quarterback Ashton Stout wants to keep. Could have been a face mask or a collar right there, but I don't think it was called. As Ashton's able to get to the 45, and you saw the way his head was pulled back. I wonder if somebody wasn't up right in there holding on. but not so. You're going to give Ashton a couple of yards there, maybe?
Couple of yards for Ashton. 3rd and 5.
So it's a 3rd down skinny 5, I think. Well, no, it's about 5. So we'll just call it that. For the Ava Bears, 10-16 left, quarter 1. Mountain View Liberty just slices us like a knife through hot butter on their first drive and scoring inside of about a minute when you get right down to it. Man in motion, pitch play, goes up to the top side. Got a blocker. Get to the edge, boys. Not going to make it. Won't be enough. On the pitch, we got it to Blaine Mendel, but he's going to be short at about the 49.5 yard line. So it will become 4th down for Ava and about a yard to go. I'm wondering if the Bears don't go for it right here, Gregory. That would be my bet, as we have about maybe a yard, something like that, for the Bears to get a first down. Trailing already in the ball game 6-0. Coach Swafford's pretty famous for going for it in this kind of a circumstance. Ashton Stout will come under center. In the backfield, it'll be Zach Miller. Do you hand it to Zach on 4th and 1? Huge play. This is a big defensive set. Going to hand it off up the gut. There's a run. Ava Bear first man, Miller. Zach Miller picks up not 1, Greg, but about 6 yards on the carry.
That's right. Give him 6 yards on the carry.
Move the chains. Bears just bowled right over him. Now, you need to look at those kids. If you're watching on TDH Media right now, look at the nose guard up there for Mountain View Liberty. He is a monster of a football player, and he's sitting right over the nose of Jacob Lakey at this moment. 1st and 10 for the Bears at the 46-yard line, trailing 6-0. There's another hit to Miller, and not much there. He will squirrel across the 45 and find the 44. So with that, it becomes 2nd down and about 9, actually. Give him 2. Let's go 2nd down and 8 for Ava.
I moved it back a little bit. How about 1.5?
Kent would smile on that one. So with that, 2nd and 8.5 yards, Ava trailing Mountain View Liberty 6-0 already in the ball game. And you look at the clock, and it says 8:32 and counting down here in quarter number 1. We work from right to left. Cause Radio, FM 92.1, Royals baseball over on the AM side. Miller will end up with a football after a little conflab on the handoff, but it's still a pretty good run by Zach Miller. But it becomes 3rd and quite a bit, Greg, as he'll get a couple, maybe 3 yards out of that. Clear it out and give him 2. So with that 3rd down and, 6.5, best way to say, Bears are going to have to squirrel the ball all the way to the 36 to pick up a first down. So let's go 3rd down and about 6 for Ava, trailing 6-0 to Mountain View Liberty. And Liberty just ate us alive on their passing attack in that first drive. Sip of water, going to hand it off on the reverse, coming up the middle with it, sliding down after the first down. On the carry, Spencer Skiles. Spencer first picks up the first down. He tried to cut back up to the top, and what he did, he fell down. And Greg, that was a nice run, using our A-backs coming in motion that time. And with that, Ava moves the chains again. 7:35, and the clock rolling down here in quarter number 1. Why are you not at Sylvie Field, C.E. Harlan Stadium? A great night for Ava Bear football. This football weather, my friends. 1st and 10 for us at the 35. Bears trailing by 6 at the moment. Under is Stout. Hands off to Miller. And with that, Zach Miller, oh my goodness, tough sledding right there. He's hitting a pile and pushed back. Maybe a yard. You think maybe a yard on that? Devin Shoops, 265 pounds. 6'1". Gave him a yard. And you talk about this monster. This kid's huge. And he's right up there on top of Jacob Lakey. Pepke, Murphy, Lakey faced off against a couple of huge kids along the line of scrimmage for Mountain View Liberty. Coach referred to the fact that these kids are monsters. They are huge, big old boys. 2nd down and 9 for your Bears in Liberty territory. What do we want to do? Quarterback will hand it off to Miller again, and Zach's able to power forward to about the 31. And we tried a little misdirection coming this way. A couple of the kids from Mountain View Liberty bid on it, but the interior line, Greg Davis, did not. How many yards are you going to give him?
Gain of 3.
So with that, we'll call it 3rd down and 6 for your Bears. Bears are trying to slog their way down the football field against a big, huge Mountain View Liberty football team. Wideouts come to the near side for Ava, one to the top side. Under center will be Ashton Stout. Zach Miller in the backfield for the Bears. Everybody else is in tight on 3rd down and 6. Now spin a man in motion. Miles with it on the pitch play. Got him up on the edge. Miles Colby going to get mighty close. He's going to end up, Blaine Mendel on the carry. I picked up the wrong number there. It was Blaine Mendel on the run for Ava. And so with that, Greg, we're at it again. 4th down and about a yard. Blaine couldn't quite clear out over on the top edge enough to get the first down. So the Bears again will be called upon to get a first down on 4th down. These are always nail biters, aren't they? 4th and 1 for you Bears. Where are you going to spot that football? 26
and a half.
26 and a half would be right.
Shane Mendel lost his footing.
Yes, he did. It is indeed. That's the second time we've seen one of our backs fall down. What do we do? Going to pitch play. Top side. Here comes Spencer. First down. Skiles gets loose. He's to the 20-yard line. First down. Move them chains. Spencer Skiles. Last time the back ran to the top side. That was Blaine Mendel. Now this time Spencer Skiles comes to the left side, gets to the corner, and explodes for a first down. Bears 1st and 10. Almost to the 19-yard line. I mean, we're splitting the yard markers here in this particular drive by Ava. It's about 19 and a half. So set her up. 2 wideouts top side, 1 near side. Lone back is Miller in the backfield. Ashton Stout settles down at center. Ava trails by 6. Handed off to Miller. Stout, handed off to Miller. Miller goes down. See that, Gregory? Boy, they're big. Coming up,
shutting that middle
up out of that miss, Lucas Barnes. He's only 285 pounds.
No gain on the carry.
Lucas Barnes is 285 pounds, 275 for Caden Daniels. Just look at the size of those kids. Braden Gaston, who is 260. They have a little bit of hamburger along the line of scrimmage, don't you think? You say you didn't get anything?
Nothing.
I think you're probably right.
10.
2nd down and 10 for Avy, trailing by 6 at the 4:11 mark for the Ava Bears in the right end of the football field. It's at the 20-yard line. Split it off. Miller with it. He's going to get to the outside. Ashton Stout will keep it instead. Faked the handoff to Miller. Ashton tried to come to the top side. There's not a lot of running edge right now for the Ava Bears in this particular effort at this particular moment. Let's see if we can't get things back up and running for one and all. I really didn't want to have to cue that in like this, but I let the screen go too long. So for Ava now, it becomes 3rd down and 8. This is a pretty big play right here, don't you think, for the Ava Bears. We'll see if we can't get enough for a first down. Ava sets up shop, gets ready to rock and roll on this night of football in Cause Country. Pitch play, top side. Here comes Spencer. Has to get a block at the edge. Isn't going to get it. He tries to spin and will get to maybe the 18-yard line if we're lucky, Greg. That play just wasn't going to work. Mountain View Liberty is able to stop us right there. And so with that, Mountain View again shuts down Ava. So what are we looking at? 4th down and 1, somewhere in that vicinity, I'm thinking. Is that what you think? 4th down and 9 for Ava. Football action. Ava Bears now on another 4th down challenge in this football game. As I try to get my screen set back up so I can work with it for a second or two and get things to where I can make some things happen. And so let's see what comes of this. I think I have what I need to work with here on 4th down and 9 for Ava. What do? We'll hold it. Stout going back to pass, looking for somebody. Has somebody. Got a catch. Then down we go where they didn't get it. Not enough. Threw over to Peyton Evans up on the edge, but it, folks, just wasn't enough. And as a result of that, Mountain View Liberty will take over on downs. And I think I just lost my screen there. Nope, got it back, then lost it again. As things are going a little nuts on me right now. There we are. And for some reason it disappeared. See if I can bring it back up. That's the one I want right there. So, an official's timeout taken on the field. 2:29 left to go in quarter number 1. Mountain View Liberty 6, your Ava Bears 0.
If you're looking for ways to save, we got discounts every day.
Assorted fall Hardy Mums, an 8-inch pot, or jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. 3 for $12. Town and Country, Ava, Missouri. Have potato chips by Lay's, 2 for $5. And Tony's frozen pizza, 3 for $8. Town and Country, Ava, Missouri.
We got discounts every day.
Hi, it's Dan at Tarrant Insurance in Ava. Let's talk about auto insurance. With auto rates continuing to climb, it's important now more than ever to shop around, compare coverage, prices for your particular vehicle and situation. Here at Tarrant Insurance, we have all the major carriers. Call us at 683-1035. Our quotes are free and no obligation. That's 683-1035, Tarrant Insurance in Ava. On the internet, it's tarrantinsurance.net.
Well, Greg, can't feel good about this. Mountain View Liberty is able to stop us, and we got within the 20-yard line, but I'd have to give it back at the 14. Now let's hope the defense has had a time to think a little bit about what Mountain View Liberty wants to do. Shotgun set for Tyler Watts, who goes back to pass. Has time, has a man on the flat, where coverage is awful soft, and with that, the ball goes out to the 25-yard line. Up on the coverage side of things was Peyton Evans, but the receiver, Greg, was wide open out on the edge, and as a result of that, Ripka's able to bring it on in. There are a couple of Ripka boys that are playing tonight. Drew Ripka is the boy, or Ripko, that made that catch, and Greg, it was enough for a first down, wasn't it?
It was, and it was too easy.
1st and 10 at the 25. Mountain View Liberty is killing us right now. There's the handoff to Pruitt on the run. Bears do a pretty good job of taking him down. Carter Pruitt after a couple of yards, or a yard rather, on the carry. Problem, Greg, isn't the run. It's what the youngster and Tyler Watts is just picking us apart with his receivers. And I mean, everybody in the world's out there a receiver. I'm counting 4 of them potentially at the top side, 1 to the near side, 5 receivers for Mountain View Liberty. We're going to have to put some pressure. Quarterback falls down, and he did. Greg, you're right about the field being slippery. Down to the 20-yard line as Tyler Watts tried to step up into the pocket, and he just slipped and fell down. Bears were beginning to get a little edge play on him that time, as coming in to put the pressure on was Braden Fry, and with that, Watts falls down. It becomes 3rd down and 15. However, the way Liberty's offense is rolling right now, that's not much. 2 receivers to each side. The Bears are going to have to do something to get Watts moving. Get him moving a little bit, and maybe the slippery field will help us some. Split receivers each side. Bears coverage comes up a little tighter. Watts will put it in the air. It is up, it is up, it is overthrown. Bears had step-to-step coverage. Spencer Skiles back out there on the run defensively. Ackland was the intended receiver, and a better job by Ava that time. You'll notice, Greg, that this time our backs or our safeties are coming up a little closer on their receivers. Now, problem is the receivers are pretty fast. If they get around us, we're in trouble. So with that, let's see. I have 2, almost 3 in the slot to this side. And it's punting time for Mountain View Liberty. We should get the ball back. Standing at the 10, the punt is up and in the air. It will bound down and take, and Ava bounce. Timeout on the field. It is Ava 0, Mountain View 6.
Brookline Door Works, a family-owned and operated business specializing in garage doors and openers, service, installation, and repair. Our goal is to take care of our customers by being on time and reliable. We include a 2-year warranty so that you can feel comfortable that the job is done correctly. And we only charge local rates, no matter the distance traveled. Brookline Door Works. Give us a call today at 417-883-3667. And you can visit our website to check out the quality of our work at www.brooklinedoorworks.com.
Glad to have Brookline Door Works, new sponsor on Cars Radio. Stout going back the pass, intercepted by Mountain View Liberty. They set up the screen, they caught us, and with the interception, Liberty's going to have great field position. The interception is made by, is that Eli Moore that picked it up and pulled it down? I don't even have check that rather. With the interception was Zeb Corman, and that was a screen, and Corman standing between us and the receiver, and he's a pretty good ball player himself, and as a result of that, Greg, that is terrible news. 1st and 10, Mountain View Liberty, now at our 23 with the interception thrown by Stout. I think it looked like the screen, the way things were set up, but Corman did an excellent job of standing his position. Now the Bears really got to do something here. Back to pass again. Bears putting pressure on, making him run. Got him! There you are! All the way back at the 40-yard line. That's more like it. Back there to get the job done was Mason Cole. Throw the quarterback. Watts all the way back to the 41-yard line. Now, I'd say that's a little bit of defensive pressure, wouldn't you?
Oh, that's exactly what we need.
I counted 3 or 4 kids back there in the backfield. Cole finishes it off and pulls him to the ground. 2nd and 29, balls at the 41-yard line. Now Mountain View Liberty going to spin 3 boys this way, near side, 1 to the top side. Standing beside Watts is Carter Pruitt for Mountain View Liberty. It is 13 seconds and counting down. The quarter's about to come to an end. We're not there yet, though. Cole will, or Watts rather, will try one more play. He waits for it. There's the snap. Bears putting the pressure on. Made him run. Got him. He spins out of it again and again and again. Now the Pruitt rather got the football, and the Bears take him down at the 40. So they ended up snapping it to Carter Pruitt, and the Bears all over that play. Break it down. We played through 1 quarter. Liberty's challenging Ava right now, but they also lead by a score of 6-0.
Missouri Ozarks Community Health is excited to announce that we are now offering virtual visits. A virtual visit allows you to receive care from a medical provider from the comfort of your home. If you're an established patient of MOC and have received care in the past 12 months, you may qualify for a virtual visit. At this time, patients can receive medication refills and treatment for acute sickness via a virtual visit. Family nurse practitioner Natalie Jeffrey will be providing care for the virtual visits. At this time, she is able to accept Medicare, Medicaid, managed Medicaid plans, TRICARE, Anthem, and United Healthcare. Please call us today for more information or to schedule a virtual visit at 683-5739. That's 683-5739, and we are excited to serve your health care needs at Missouri Ozarks Community Health.
Outstanding achievements of our young people. Van Kelly's been around kids, well, all his life, managing, running, owning Camp Joy, and has seen most of the kids around Cause Country one way or the other. Van Kelly is pleased to be involved in sporting activity in Cause Country. Very proud of our young people, wishing them the best, not only in the competitive events of high school and beyond, but beyond into life itself. A salute from your friend, Van Kelly.
Ava Bear football, the defense the last 2 plays have made a huge difference, Greg. 3rd down and 27. But with the way Mountain View Liberty can throw the football, there is nothing given. And now they're in Ava territory, so it even could be 4-down territory, couldn't it, Gregory?
I think it could. 4-85 Liberty.
6-0 into quarter number 2. We now start. Out of the shotgun is Tyler Watts. I have 3 receivers to the near side, 2 to the top side, 5 potential backs. And running with it up the middle is Pruitt. He's going to end up close to a first down. Pruitt's to the 20. Pruitt's to the 10. Pruitt's going to score. Pruitt on the run.
39 yards.
39-yard run by Pruitt. So 39-yard run by Pruitt. We were bringing the kitchen sink, and Pruitt saw it, ran through it, and so at the 11:50 mark, Mountain View Liberty scores again, this time on a 39-yard run. The Bears were blitzing. Mountain View Liberty called the right play, and Pruitt has now stepped in. That's Carter Pruitt at quarterback. Ran for a touchdown. Greg, the length of that drive, remember, it was off an interception, wasn't it? Going for the 2-point conversion, by the way, Mountain View Liberty. Back is Pruitt. He will throw it up onto the edge and overthrown. So, with that said, 11:50 into quarter number 2. Mountain View Liberty 12, Ava 0.
Lots of us have been staying at home a little more this year, and when you're at home more, you start looking around and seeing things that you can improve. DIY projects that you've been thinking about doing for a while. And where do you go for all your home improvement supplies? Ava Building Supply Mansfield Home Centers. Whether it's simpler cosmetic updates and touch-ups or the supplies you need for major renovations. Stop in Monday through Saturday and get your project materials at Ava Building Supply Mansfield Home Centers, where we stop to shop.
Ava Bears struggling a little bit right now, having some difficulties throwing an interception, Greg, that burned us, quite honestly, because there's a touchdown against you. 39-yard run by the now quarterback, Carter Pruitt. I might add, they actually lost a bunch of yards. They started the drive at the 22, went backwards, and finally with a 39-yard run, missed the extra point. And at this point in time, Mountain View Liberty is the one controlling the football game, up 12-0. You're looking for scores supplied by Cheryl Davis, who's doing a rundown of scores, the Great Southern Score Update. She's passing some of those on right now.
Well, this Thayer is 7-0 over Salem, and Mountain Grove 6-0 over Willow.
Bears will get the football at the 30 to the 35-yard line, step up and get down to about the 39. On the return for Ava was Mason Cole, and the Bears will take over 1st and 10, trailing 12-0.
Quick reminder from the Ava schools, state law requires that students be properly immunized and provide those shot records to attend school at this age. Up-to-date immunization records should be provided to the school office as soon as possible. Students are not allowed to attend school without the record. Your physician may fax the records to the Ava schools for 176839010, or bring your shot records to the school office to make a copy.
Well, doesn't start very well, Greg Davis. First snap, we fumbled the football on the handoff. Literally, the snap did not go very well, and as a result of that, the Bears now looking at 2nd down and 10.5. You know, this is not a very good start to a football game, is it, Gregory? We give up a quick drive to Mountain View Liberty. Then we really look like we're mounting some offense, but we can't convert inside the 20. Pitch play by the Bears, covered by Mountain View Liberty. They knocked us down. Knocked down knocked down Miller on the run, or on the carry. It was Zach Miller on the carry for Ava, took the pitch, and now we lost a couple of yards. So the Bears are going the wrong way at this moment, Greg Davis, don't you think? By the way, Zach Richards comes in as quarterback for Ava after Austin Stout, first couple of tries at it, throwing the interception. Now we've replaced Stout with Zach Richards. 3rd down and 12. Ava's down 12-0. Ball's at the 37-yard line. It's not looking very good. Spencer Skiles will get to the corner. Needs a block. Isn't going to get it. He'll try to outrun him anyway, and does a pretty good job, Greg, on his lonesome of just putting on the afterburners, and he's able to get the football up to about the 45-yard line. So with that, Greg, it becomes 4th down and 4 now for Ava, trailing by 12 points, and it's closer to 5 by my look of things. It's long 4.5, something like that. So Ava looks like we're going to set up in a punting circumstance, as the Bears tonight are simply not able to put the offense together and finish it off. We had the football inside the 20, my friends, and couldn't convert. So with that now, the Bears will punt it away, and Mountain View Liberty going to get it back. Bounds down at the 30, goes out of bounds at the 26-yard line, and that's where Liberty will take over. Your assessment so far in the first half of this football game?
It's not pretty.
That's well said, Mr. Davis. After these 30-some-odd years of watching stuff, you pretty much nailed it right there.
I'll tell you what, it's not pretty tonight. Liberty has done their homework.
Yeah, they have. Well, you know, we play one another all the time, so it's not like there's any surprise here. Mountain View Liberty is doing a good job with their quarterbacking crew and making the right call instead of passing, running that draw by the quarterback up for a touchdown. Here comes Liberty. Bears put pressure on. Got the throw. Knocked away. Great job. Penalty flag comes down. Going to call pass interference on us. It was Zach Richards trying to play the defense right there, and the flag came out as Richards was knocking the ball away. And I'm going to guess they're going to roll contact before the ball got there. I don't know if we're going to get to see the dipsy-doodle replay on it, waiting for the official to make his pronouncement to see what it is. I would guess it'll be pass interference against Ava, and that is the case. So with that, instead of a good defensive play, and watch that replay, see if we're going to get one out of here. So the Bears will end up with the football moving down the field against them. This is not a good thing for us. Watch it again. There it comes. I'll watch the football field, and Greg's going to see that. He's pretty much on him, wasn't he? Zach Richards trying to come up over the top, got tagged for it.
Zach got the arm around him.
1st and 10 for Mountain View Liberty 41. They missed the snap, then they handed off. Big running back right here. That's Pruitt. Big run for another first down. Bears are just getting chomped up. I don't know what else to tell you. After playing so very well, quite honestly, through 3 football games, right now they're taken to the woodshed. They are being whipped by Mountain View Liberty. I kind of hate to say it this way, but that's exactly what's going on here. That's a run play for another first down. Another first down.
Yep.
And this time they're doing it on the ground. Remember, it was that play by the quarterback who did not pass, decided to run with it for the touchdown that was for 39 yards. That's Pruitt, who scored both touchdowns in the football game so far. 1st and 10, Mountain View Liberty at the 47. Bears got to have a gut check right here. Gut it up. Play some defense. Here comes the quarterback. Set up, I think that's Pruitt who will have the ball. And he will run again. Hold opens up. Bears close it pretty quickly. Spencer Skiles in there. So I don't know where that. Cole was in there. Also coming up defensively was Brett Kuntz to make the play after a run by Pruitt of 1.5 yards. Call it second down, Greg, at about 8, I think is probably about right. Ball's going to end up their side of the 45-yard line. Mountain View Liberty up by 12 points on your Ava Bears. Ava's offense has been non-existent. 9:41 left to go in the first half. Liberty attacking again. Shotgun set for Pruitt. Nope, that's Watts now, and the penalty flag comes down. Kind of help me work this because they're rotating Tyler Watts and Carter Pruitt in at that quarterbacking slot, and that time I think Watts was going to have the football in his hands. It is a penalty against Mountain View Liberty for 5 yards. That's their first penalty of the ball game, isn't it?
Their first penalty.
We've committed more than one, I'm thinking, in this ball game. It is second down and about 12.5, 13, let's call it. Ball works its way back to the 50-yard line. Ava Bears trailing Mountain View Liberty in a 12-0 football game, and Liberty at the midfield stripe has the ball again. Back to pass is Watts. Under pressure, he's going to throw it up. Almost got him. Almost found Gentry Ackland loose. Ackland knew where he needed to go. He was just not able to get there in time. And so with that, it becomes third down and 13. Of course, the Ackland boys have just been phenomenal football players for Mountain View Liberty over the years, and they apparently have more coming. Of course, Coach Ackland moved down to Mountain Home, where he and Coach Steve Airy are racking things up for Mountain Home Bombers, and they're going to have a football program. If not this year, it will come soon. Third down and 13. Bears got to play some defense right near. Back to snap the ball out of the shotgun is Watts. He will throw it up in the air. Going high. Got to have contained. We tip the ball away. Great defense down on the end. What a wonderful job is done by Ava's Peyton Evans, I think it was, playing the defense. I can't see, Greg. Can you catch that up on the top side to see who played the defense for us? An outstanding job of tipping the ball away at the last second. And with that, the Bears have put him into fourth down. So with that, 9:09 left to go till halftime. Looks like it was Peyton. It looks like Mountain View Liberty will punt it away. It looks like that. Let me say that again. It looks like that. Bears will send Spencer Skiles back, and here will come the snap from Pruitt. He'll bound it up in the air, and we're going to let it roll, and it goes out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. Timeout on the field. Ava trailing Mountain View Liberty 12-0.
Home Pride Bank, banking for you since 1892, helping the folks of Cause Country with real estate, agricultural, auto loans, and more. Offering a full line of consumer and business banking products and services. Our customers are important to us, and the family tradition that began in 1892 can still be found today. Hours are Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30, and on Saturdays from 8:30 to noon. Our history is rooted in commitment to both our customers and the communities we serve, and during these interesting times, you can count on Home Pride Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
By the way, I want to thank all these wonderful sponsors for helping with our broadcast tonight on Cause Radio. What did the Bears do? We handed off to Miller. Guess what, Greg? Not a lot. Mountain View Liberty says, you're not going to run the fullback. It ain't going to happen. It was Spencer that actually ended up with the ball. I thought it went to Miller, but Spencer actually rolled over and came up with it. You have Zach Richards now, who's rotated back in or into as the quarterback position, and the Bears now are just being stumped by Mountain View Liberty's defense, and their offense is pretty much rolling over us. I don't feel good about this at all. Wideouts, 2 to the near side, and under center is Richards. Wants to keep the football, and he does. He'll run up the middle and be close to a first down. I don't think he's going to get it. He's going to end up at the 30-yard line, but that's a pretty good gift by Ava, as Zach Richards showed last year his ability to really kind of get it up and run with the ball, and he did that time as Mountain View Liberty bit, and as they they did give us a first down, Greg. Hey, that's a good spot. We must be at home. You thinking? 1st and 10 for the Bears.
I kept waiting for the signal, waiting for the signal, and the ref just didn't give it, and all of a sudden, at the last minute, he said first down.
Move them chains at the 30-yard line. Ava now 1st and 10, but we're down by 2 touchdowns. Oh, my. 8:10 left to go in the first half. What are we going to do? Everybody's in tight. Richards at quarterback. Going to hand it off. Nope. Pitch play. Richard wants to keep. He's going to be thrown for a loss of at least 1. Back to the 29. That time, instead of making the pitch, and he had the option to pitch that ball over to Kobe Miles, but he kept it, and there were 3 Mountain View Liberty kids that wrapped him up and took him down. I would say that the offense is not running like a finely tuned device like we've seen the last couple of years or last couple of ball games, and certainly the last 2 or 3 years. We're struggling a little bit right now. Can we figure it out? That becomes the challenge. Wideouts, 1 to each side for Ava. We're 2nd and 11 with 7:25 left to go in the first half of the ball game. Back to Richards, wants to run. Has the pitch back with him. Richards to the corner. He'll get 4, 5, 6, maybe 7. Nice run by quarterback Zach Richards as he'll move this thing to about the 36, maybe 37-yard line as they'll bring the ball down and put her down. And with that, Gregory, we're looking now at 3rd down. What are you going to do, 4 or 3.5? What are you going to do, 3.5 or 4?
I'm going to say 3.5.
All right, I like that. That sounds better, doesn't it? Bears have to get to the 40-yard line in order to pick up a first down. Now, we need some points because we're down by 2 scores, 16-0, Mountain View Liberty. I say that with some concern. 3rd down and 3 or thereabouts for Ava. What do? Going to keep it. Richards will push forward. He won't get it. It'll be 4th down. He's going to be short by about a half a foot or so. Looks like maybe a yard by the way they're going to spot this thing out. So it will be 4th down again for your Bears. Now, it's okay if you get them, but if you don't, you're in trouble. Down by 12 points, 6:17 left to go in the first half. And the Bears, I would think, Greg, wouldn't you, going to go for it here? Need about a yard. Actually, it's less than a yard to pick up a first down.
But it's,
what'd you do? What are you going to do?
Count.
Going to hard count, see if we can get them off. What are we going to do? We're going to try to force it up the middle, and I think we got it. We did.
We got it.
Just barely. Just barely. Zach Miller pushes up. You have to understand this line, this defensive line, 260, 270, 280 pounds for Mountain View Liberty. They are not little kids, and those kids have played football for Mountain View Liberty. They played last year. Now, they didn't have but 5 or 6 of them back, but it's that line right there that's back.
They had Zach stop behind the line, and it was Zach's own strength that got him across the line for the first down.
Bears will hand it off to Spencer, and Skiles will get for about 5 yards as he makes the 45-yard line, runs up to the top side, and then turns on the afterburner. Richards hands off. Dan Swafford's got his hand off over there on the far side like maybe we didn't do something that he wanted us to do. I don't know. So with that, it's 2nd down and 5.5, Greg, maybe 6, with 5:17 left to go in the first half of the ball game. Bears haven't scored.
No.
Mountain View Liberty has twice. I'm still trying to cogitate on this. Bring Mason Cole to this side of the football field. Everybody else locked in tight. Zach Richards at quarterback. We want to hand it off to Miller. Miller's going to push forward, and I think he's got the first down. Going to be awful close. Nope, he's going to be a little bit short. He'll be short by a half a foot, something like that. It will become for Ava. No, it's more than that. He's 3rd and 1, and it's a long, well, we didn't get near the spot I thought we might get out of that. So 3rd down and 1 for Ava, trying to get back to midfield and trying to put points on the board. Down 4:35, remaining quarter number 2, down by 12.
Zach did get 4.5 yards on that carry.
Nice run by Miller, but now a big play, and the Bears are hesitating a little bit. We're waiting for the 25-second clock to get up and running, and it's not. And apparently we're going to work without it. Richards tries to get loose. He does! Richards first down and more. Richards stepped back, saw a crease, ran to the top side, moving into Mountain View Liberty territory all the way to the 43-yard line. Nice run by quarterback Zach Richards. You like what that looks like, don't you, Gregory? That's a little more like it.
Yes, 8 yards on the carry and a first down.
But 160-pound junior made a good decision, picks up a first down for the Bears. Now, we need points, and we We need 8 of them. I'm going to be greedy. Bears will hand it off to, nope, Richards going to keep it again. Goes topside again. And this time we'll cross the 40 down to the 39. So what Richards is going to say here is if you're going to cram up the middle and not let Zach Miller run up the top, we're going to take it to the top side with the option to run or pitch it. And the Bears now moving things a little bit. So let's call a timeout. 3:56 left in the first half. It's not ours. No, it's not ours. Mountain View Liberty 12, Ava 0.
Students striving to be the best in academics, sports, and performing. And when you look for a job after graduation, come to the place that's the best industrial plant around, Emerson Climate Technologies. Working with the best. We want you to come to work with us at Emerson Climate Technologies of Ava.
Oh, look, it's your boss, Hank. All hard hat and steel toes. But you know he has a soft spot for McDonald's. You got his favorites. Go on, show him. Wait, did Hank just smile? He never smiles. A lunch break breakthrough. That's something to value. Get a cheeseburger and small fries for $2.20, or a McChicken and small fries for $2.20. Add any size soft drink for $1. Single item at regular price. Price of participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Under 4 minutes left to go till the halftime. 3:56, what the clock telling me. Ava Bears have been struggling to put points on the board. Mountain View Liberty stunned us. Their first drive through the air, 3 passing plays, 2 running plays, and bang, 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 bang. Inside of a minute, they put 6 points on the board. And then after the Bears had stepped up and did some pretty good defensive play, Liberty's able to intercept the football and go down and score us. Greg Sherrill's providing us some great 7 and a halftime scores, I think, pass along.
Thayer 7, Salem 6, Mountain Grove 6, Willow 0.
All right. For us, that is the Bears, 2nd down and 6. Spot the football at the 39-yard line, working from right to left on your radio dial. Bears need points. What are we going to do? Run it to this side, then step up the middle. Going to get enough for a first down. Nice run on the carry that time by the Bears. How about that for a good run? As Colby Miles comes back to the near side and then runs right up the gut and picks up an Ava Bear first down, move them chains.
Yes, 8 yards on the carry.
3:47 left to go and counting down to the first half. We're down by 12 points.
On, boys.
Let's get this momentum back away from Mountain View Liberty. Under center is Richards. What do? Going to hand it off. Nope, Richards going to keep. Steps up, gets a hole. We'll push forward, and we'll get past the 25 up to about the 25-yard line. Nice decision by Zach Richards to keep the football as we were powering Zach Miller on the fake to the fullback. Mountain View Liberty buys that in the middle, and that allows Richards to step up on the top side, see the crease, and run into it. Going to give him how many yards on that run?
Giving him 6 yards on
That's pretty good. 2nd down and 4 for AV. 3:05 left to go, and the clock is a little bit of an issue. We certainly don't want to give it back to Mountain View Liberty with a minute or so left. They've moved down the field very well. What do? Richards going to keep it. Doesn't pitch it. Bad decision. Should have pitched the football. Ball at the 30-yard line. We're going to work our way back. I say that. Mountain View Liberty actually had someone in between him and the pitch, so that's probably not right. But did not make the pitch, so we lost about everything we gained.
5 yards.
So it's 3rd down, close to 10, 2:23, and man, we can't afford a mistake like that down by 12 points to Mountain View Liberty. Wide out topside, Richards under center. In the backfield, Zach Miller, who has been very quiet to this Mountain View Liberty defense. I'm not surprised at that. They're huge. Pitch play comes to Spencer. Skiles got to get around the edge. He can't do it. Driven out of bounds. About a 1-yard gain. That's it. They have some speed up on the edge on their defensive side, Greg, and coming up to make a good defensive play was Mountain View Liberty, a gain of a half a yard. 4th down and about 9 for the Bears. 2:09 left to go. And Greg, I'm thinking it's 4-down territory. What do you think?
I believe so.
You're down by 2 touchdowns, down by 12 points. This is uncharacteristic for Ava over the last several years, and even for this year, Greg. We haven't been in this situation, have we?
No, we have not. We've not been shut out the first half.
So we're about to do that unless something big happens here. Is Richards back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Going to have to get it in the air. He does. We can't handled. Right off to the side of Spencer Skiles. Spencer was falling down. The ball actually was back to the other side. He tried to reach out with a hand and catch it, just couldn't. So Liberty's going to get the football back, and they're going to have a lot of time, 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Remember, they scored in 1 minute and 2 seconds in their first 57-yard drive and put 6 points on the board. Inside a minute, they have 2:03 left in the first half. Bears defense going to have to do something. How about an interception run back for a touchdown? Would you take that? Down 12-0, Liberty with it, and they're going back to Carter Pruitt as the featured quarterback. Now Tyler Watts is probably lurking around somewhere on the football field. Pruitt waits for the shotgun snap from his center. Has it, wants to run, gets a hole, he's got a block, he's got a first down, he's going to get loose, we better catch him, and we finally drive him out of bounds at the 46. Man, Ava's giving up chunks of yardage to Mountain View Liberty in this first half of the football game. Spencer Skiles was able to get the angle and force him out of bounds, but not before a huge run.
Yeah, 24 yards.
1:53 left to go, already up by 2 touchdowns, and the Bears are struggling against this Mountain View football team. Ball at the 46-yard line. Shotgun again with the back standing beside the quarterback. It is Watts this time at quarterback. He's going long down the field. It is caught by Ackland. Did he make the catch?
No,
and
out of bounds.
And he did, they're saying, at the 20-yard line. Boy, I don't know. We're going to want to see the instant replay on that one. It won't do us any good because the official said it was a catch. I thought, well, you only have to have 1 foot inbounds, Greg. And so let's see where we are with this. But here it is. It is up, and
I thought it was on the line.
Anyway, it's a first down because they won't go by instant replay. The replay seems to question all that has happened right here. Quarterback is Tyler Watts inside Ava territory at the 20, and this has been ugly so far. Bears are trailing 12-0, and it may get worse. Watts waits for the snap. There it is. Looking to pass. He's going for the end zone, overthrown. Defensive step for step with him that time were the Bears, and I think there was Zach Richards back there playing the, nope, check that. Yeah, it was Zach Richards back there playing the defense on or for Ava, and with that it becomes 2nd down and 10, 1:41 left to go in the half. But Greg, look at the score. 12-0 Mountain View Liberty. And Liberty's trying to add a 3rd touchdown on Ava. I'm trying to remember anything since the Lutheran North game, and that was only 1 out of 15 last year, anything quite like this. Down by 12, and Liberty knocking on the door. Here's Watts, back to pass again, over the top. Got to catch. Bears hold on, take him down. Defensive play by Brett Kuntz, but it's just like a good old-fashioned run, Greg. And so with that, the reception is good for about 3 yards, something like that. 3rd down and 7 for Mountain View Liberty. 1:21 left to go in the half, and Liberty trying to put a 3-touchdown marker up against Ava. It's Watts, I believe, will be quarterbacking here, has Pruitt right beside him. And Watts going to go for the end zone. He'll put it up. Catch. Did he catch it? Did he catch it? Touchdown. Going to give the touchdown to Noah Jester. It will be an 18-yard pass play, and boy, Greg, I don't know about that one. It is an 18-yard pass play from, I think it was Watts to Jester. So with that, Mountain View Liberty is just flat humiliating Ava at this moment. That occurs at the 1:04 mark of the 2nd quarter, and you could see it coming. It was a question of whether or not Jester was in the out-of-bounds area when he caught the football. And I don't know they had possession. I don't think he had possession. No. Bears are able to stop the 2-point play. 1:04 left to go in the half. It'll be Mountain View Liberty 18, your Ava Bears 0.
This has been anything but a normal year. And at Signal Food Stores, we are so very thankful for our employees and our customers. We work hard to provide a safe environment for everyone, and we are still providing great quality gasoline, diesel, food, beverage, and more. Pick up a Papa John's pizza before or after the ball game, and don't forget to sign up for the Signal Rewards Card and earn rewards for your purchases. Signal Food Stores, over 10 locations, your one-stop shop for when you're on the go.
Well, Greg, I got to tell you, I don't think that last catch was a catch. Looked to me like he didn't have control of the football as he was going out of bounds. However, there's nothing you can do about it. There is no instant replay that will help you in a football game at the high school level. So that's not going to work for us. Nonetheless, they put 3 points or 3 touchdowns on the board with 1:04 left to go in the first half. The Bears are trailing 18-0 to Mountain View Liberty. I'll be honest with you, Greg, I did not expect this. Did not expect this. A great turnaround for the Eagles, and the Ava Bears, to be honest with you, just haven't looked very sharp at all, have they?
They have not. Really sluggish.
So, ball's going to end up in our hands. We're going to hand it off to someone. It'll be Spencer Skiles, and he'll get around the edge and then be taken down at about the 35-yard line. Looks like. 56 seconds left to go in the first half. The Bears are trailing Mountain View Liberty 18-0, and it's been quite a while. It's been quite a while since we've had this kind of a football game played here in front of us. I kind of like the way we've been doing things. But you know, sooner or later, it's going to have to burst, and maybe we're watching it. Or do we rally back? We'll have to wait and see. It's far from over, but right now, not looking very good. So 1st and 10, down by 3 touchdowns, 18-0. Bears pitch it, going to run to the edge, got a blocker there, going to step up inside, spin, get loose, stay on your feet. Great run right there, Blaine Mendel. Blaine Mendel gets the first down. He gets over into Mountain View territory at about the 49 by the spot of the ball with 48 seconds left. What do we do? Yeah, have a penalty flag. And the general area where an illegal block comes into play, Greg. It's a hold against Ava. You see what I mean about they're just nothing. This is just ugly. Any and everywhere you look at, this is just flat ugly. And so with 48 seconds left, a great play that would have taken us into Mountain View territory has been completely blown up. And instead of 1st and 10, the Bears are now facing first down at about 16, 17, 18, almost 1st and 20. 48 seconds left. This is one of those games of the first half that you certainly don't want to spend a lot of time on watching the video of. Although I'll bet you the coaching staff will do this over the weekend. Back to pass. It's Richards going over the top. It is intercepted by Mountain View Liberty. Interception by Pruitt. Second interception of the ball game of each case different quarterback. Bears threw it up. Mountain View Liberty takes it away with enough time, Greg Davis, to make it a 4-touchdown lead if we're not careful. 38 seconds left to go in what has been a very disappointing first half of football, if you're an Ava Bear coach, fan, whatever it might be. And so, timeout is called. So with that, timeout of the field, Liberty with the football up 18-0.
It's Jim's Body Shop. The name you know, the people you trust when it comes to auto body repair services or giving you a tow anytime, day or night. And who hasn't locked their keys in their car? I've used them to help me out there too. 683-4609. That's 683-4609 for Jim's Body Shop. We're there when you need us, and we're proud to support Ava Athletics.
You need a little help around your place? Well, then you get a hold of Schmuck Ventures at 683-DUMP. That's 683-DUMP or 3867, where we deliver rock, dirt, and more. That's Tussie or TJ Schmuck at 683-3867, 683-DUMP for Schmuck Ventures, where we deliver rock, dirt, and more.
Ugly, ugly, ugly. Mountain View Liberty, 38 seconds left. 1st and 10, thanks to another interception. We've thrown 2 in the first half. First one, they got a touchdown off of. 1st and 10, looks like Watt's going to be the quarterback. He will. He's under pressure. He goes down. Watt's taken down. Miles in there, Colby in there on to make the first defensive touch and take him down. And with that now it becomes 2nd down and 12. And another timeout called by Mountain View Liberty. 26 seconds left. The Eagles up 18-0.
Whether it's personal injury, car accidents, criminal defense, and no matter if the case is large or small, Christopher J. Swadesh, attorney at law, would be honored to represent you. You can visit with the Ava office, 200 East Washington, or you can call 683-2987, or even visit the website www.swadesh.com. And from all of us at the law offices of Christopher J. Swadesh, we want to wish good luck to the Ava Bears.
Well, Greg Davis, what do you think? It's not getting any better.
Second down and about 13 for Mountain Dew Liberty. However, couple of wounded ducks interception. Now the first one was just a great defensive play where they read what we were doing very well. Corman made the interception. This last one was kind of a floater. And Mountain Dew Liberty, these are good athletes. And they're all receivers for Mountain Dew Liberty. So when they're playing defense, they're a defensive receiver as well. Second and 13, spin a man in motion. Pruitt's going to throw it back. Big old running fullback with it, and he'll be taken out of bounds about the 20-yard line. They brought Caden Daniels out and set him out. It must have been a tight end. And Daniels runs with it. Listen to this. Caden Daniels is 270 pounds. And he must have slotted up as a fullback. I didn't see where he was actually set, Greg. And now a penalty flag is down. And we apparently threw beyond the line of scrimmage. Is that right? So the penalty's against Mountain Dew Liberty. I think he went behind the back there on the call, wasn't it? So did they step over the line of scrimmage on throw? I don't know. But anyway, with that, that helped us quite a bit right there, didn't it?
Yes, it did. It was, the flag was thrown about 5 yards behind the line and then take another 5 yards. So
with that, second down and 22, ball at the 43-yard line. 19 seconds left. We need the clock to run out, to be honest with you, right now. And they don't have the 25-second clock working here at the stadium, so it's not being used. Only one end is working, the other's not. And so here comes Mountain Dew Liberty, and it looks like third down, and the Eagles, Watt's going to pitch it to Pruitt. Pruitt's going to go for it all. Down the field, it is intercepted by Ava. Nope, we dropped the ball. Almost intercepted by Peyton Evans. Still 12 seconds on the clock. It is fourth down, and you know, Greg, they're going to go for it right here. No question about that. Fourth down and 22, and just within inches, Peyton had it of making that would have really been a big interception for us. You're going to get one more shot at it. So you have two quarterbacks in the backfield, Tyler Watts and Carter Pruitt, and they're kind of alternating as quarterbacks. Now they act like it. Now, why would you do this? Why would you punt the ball away? So with the ball at the 50-yard line, going to drop the ball, they're going to throw it down the field. That's kind of what I thought. It is incomplete. Pass was intended down the field for Noah Jester. I couldn't see them punting the ball away, so they're just going for it. So with 6 seconds left, this thing's going to head to halftime. Greg Davis, I'm guessing. I guess we could get one more playoff, couldn't we? 6 seconds left, down 18-0. Ava Bears will have the ball spotted at the 43. And do we have a Hail Mary pass that we might try to make? Remember, this interception, as long as they don't run it back, would be irrelevant. But Mountain Dew Liberty, look at this. They're going back there. I've got 4 kids back there playing way down the field kind of defense. Up under center for the Bears, it will be Richards. He's going to hand it off right up the middle. Zach Miller on the run, going to get about 7 yards, and the clock runs out. Well, the first half is not going to make any highlight film on the Ava side of things. Our score at the half is the Mountain Dew Liberty's 18. The Ava Bears 0.
All right, we're talking car insurance matchups. Tell me, who's your pick in the final?
I got to go with the team with the starting lineup of more than 17,000 clutch players. Go-to guys who deliver one-on-one service, but still defend against high rates by dishing out more discounts to more drivers than anyone else.
Sounds like State Farm.
Nobody matches State Farm's combination of personal service and low rates.
Call David Cody in Ava 683-4141 or in Mansfield 924-3231. At MS Propane, our mission is to be your propane supplier for life. Locally owned and operated, MS Propane is a hometown company you can trust for safe, reliable, clean, and affordable propane services. Whether you're heating your home or business in the winter, or grilling outside in the summer, you can count on us to help reduce your energy costs, increase your comfort, and power your home or business safely with propane.
Tyler is the son of Wendy and Preston Brooke. While in high school, Tyler has been involved in cross-country, FCA, and the Student Wellness Committee. Tyler's advice to underclassmen: look forward to being an upperclassman. It just gets better. His plans after graduation is to pursue a degree in wildlife conservation. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Brooke. Our next senior tonight is Caden Brock. Caden is the son of Cody and Rachel Brock. While in high school, Caden has been involved in cross-country, track, FFA, FBLA, FCA, NHS, leadership, and the Student Wellness Committee. Caden's advice to underclassmen: never let your head hang down. Never give up and sit down and breathe. Find another way. And don't pray when it rains if you don't pray when the sun shines. His plans after graduation is to attend college. Ladies and gentlemen, Caden Brock. And our final senior tonight is Flint Salee. Flint is the son of Cody and Danny Salee. While in high school, Flint has been involved in FBLA, Trend, FCA, track, football, and cross country. Flint's advice to underclassmen: during the transitions you find occurring around you in high school, don't be afraid to be yourself and to trust in God. You're going to have days when you're tired, losing friends, tons of highs and lows, but never be afraid to make God your refuge. His plans after graduation are to pursue a career in real estate and also to get his nursing license. Ladies and gentlemen, Flint Salee. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give one more round of applause for our cross-country seniors. We would also like to extend our gratitude to Blooming Lessons for donating the beautiful roses that were presented tonight to the seniors' families. Once again, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, one more applause for our senior class.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, another senior night, and I think we have wrapped up all of our seniors for the fall. We've tried to get every one of them on the radio, and I think we've accomplished our task. Now the task is to figure out what's gone on. First off, Mountain View Liberty starts with the football. We kick it off to them, and in 57 yards, they run 5 plays. They put points on the board, and it takes 52 seconds. Actually, I guess it takes 1 minute and 2 seconds to get that done, as they score at the 10:58 mark, and Pruitt on a 1-yard run with the extra point missed. It's 6-0 Mountain View Liberty. And then at the start of the second quarter, Mountain View Liberty will score again. This time it'll be a 32-9-yard run by Pruitt, who has come in as quarterback, and the extra point fails, and it's 12-0. And then after yet another interception, it'll be an 18-yard pass play from Watts to Gentry Acklin. I forgot to write Acklin's last name on there. So it is Acklin, Watts to Acklin, and our halftime score, Mountain View Liberty 18, the Ava Bears 0. And Greg, to be honest with you, I'm a little conflagrated over what we've seen out on the football field.
I'm just like you. I did not expect this. I thought it'd be a hard-fought game, but I really thought the defense could get after the two quarterbacks and throw them off. Now, they have got in the backfield, but our offense, on the other hand, has just not got it going tonight. They're just sputtering and sputtering and sputtering. Now, they're looking for different ways. They started out with Stout. Then we brought Richards in. Richards has been a little bit of spurt, and moved the offense down. But we can go about 20 yards, and then we stall out. And it's just not, and both of them, we've got 2 interceptions, but we're going to get into this a little bit more. But, yeah.
Score at the halftime, folks, and we will have, in just a minute or two, the Great Southern score update. Our score at the half in this one, I'm not smiling. Mountain View Liberty 18, your Ava Bears 0.
At MS Propane, our mission is to be your propane supplier for life. Locally owned and operated, MS Propane is a hometown company you can trust for safe, reliable, clean, and affordable propane services. Whether you're heating your home or business in the winter, or grilling outside in the summer, you can count on us to help reduce your energy costs, increase your comfort, and power your home or business safely with propane. Give MS Propane a try today. 683-5300. That's 683-5300 for MS Propane. Miller Lawn Service can take care of your commercial and residential lawn care needs, from mowing the grass to trimming the hedge and more. Our fast, reliable, and experienced team can help your lawn look its best. And now we're licensed for agriculture pesticide application. Call Doug today at 543-2294 or Colton at 337-1766. 543-2294 or 337-1766. For Miller Lawn Service, and let us take care of your lawn.
Hi, JD Chadwell here from Town & Country Bank. We've got all the perks of a national bank, like online banking, quick loan approval, and you can even deposit your check from your phone. But that's not why our customers love us. They love us because we still offer hometown customer service. Stop by one of our area locations and let our friendly team remind you how special hometown banking can be. Smart, friendly solutions. Town & Country Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. NMLS number 1736546.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for the people of Missouri. We're for kayakers, car dealers, grocery baggers, and mail carriers. We're for teachers, preachers, students, and singers. Armed service members, you bet we're for you. We're for people who shake your hand and say hello, not because they know you, but because they don't. We're for brewmasters, stockbrokers, beauty queens, and truck drivers. And don't worry, we're still for farmers too. Whatever you do, if you're a Missourian, we're for you.
I am Sean Irby, your Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent. And if you're in Douglas County, I've got you covered.
Find ourselves at the half. The Ava Pride Band doing a great job performing out there at Sylvie Field, C. Harlan Stadium. The Ava Bears and Mountain View Liberty locked in combat, and right now we're getting whooped. 18-0 our score, Mountain View Liberty, and we haven't figured out a way to stop that high-powered pass it, run it kind of offense. And then that defensive line of Mountain View Liberty has proved up to the task against the Ava Bear offense, at least to this point. Now it's time for some scores on our Great Southern halftime report. Mr. Greg Davis.
Well, the last we knew, Mountain Grove 6, Willow 0, and this is at half, Thayer 19, Salem 6.
All right, and we'll run down this football game in a minute or two. Big thank you to Great Southern for this update. We'll track more scores as the game goes along. This game so far, not so good. Mountain View Liberty 18, Ava Bears 0.
It's Long Dollar Furniture and Appliance, located in the Old Barnes Shopping Center in Ava. Our big store has plenty of furniture and appliances and everything you need to make yourself more comfortable. A new recliner for Dad, or maybe a rocking chair for Mom or for Grandma. Something for everyone, and of course the appliances for your kitchen or your laundry. Long Dollar Furniture and Appliance in Ava.
When you're wanting performance, easy operation, and comfort, then see the Z Series of Kubota zero-turn mowers at Edgeler and Harper Farm Equipment. Like the Kubota Z411, Kubota Z Series come with a rugged transmission and a 4-year residential warranty. See the Kubota Z Series zero-turn mowers at Edgeler and Harper Farm Equipment, serving the Ozarks for 40 years.
Hi, this is Charlene Smith. Remember, we are two names you can trust, Edgeler and Harper and Kubota, Mountain Grove and West Plains.
Hey guys, this is Trish Watterson with Show Me Real Estate. And if you are thinking of selling your place, now is a good time as any. We pride ourselves on how we market our property, whether it's a farm, land, residential, in town, or commercial building. We use a variety of tools to bring awareness to potential buyers of the property that you want to sell. Visit either Show Me Real Estate location Monday through Friday or on Saturday mornings, and someone will be there to assist you. That's Show Me Real Estate, serving the entire Southwest Missouri area.
Hi folks, this is Jay Loveland of Jay Loveland Auto Sales. I'd like to invite you all to our new setup in Mountain Grove. We have a great inventory of affordable cars, trucks, and SUVs, conveniently located right next to Walmart and Burger King. Find us also online at jlovelandautosales.com or 417-349-4444. And remember, at J. Loveland Auto Sales, we always do the right thing.
Ava Bear football. Greg Davis, are you working in the morning?
I am.
What's the matter with you? Let's take Saturday off. Actually, Tyler, did you realize Greg Davis works at 2 o'clock in the morning? 4 o'clock in the morning. At 11 o'clock at night, he's working. AutosByDavis.com. Tyler Biggs-Watterson joins us in the box, and we're all chewing on the first half of this football game, and it doesn't taste very good. Now, Greg, give us a rundown here so we can sort this thing. Oh, wait a minute, before I do that.
Yes.
What do you have at the lot? What I noticed this week on Trading Post, you had some real specials. There's some special prices on some stuff.
I do. It's deer for $6,900. We did have that for $7,500. We've dropped it to $6,500. But we've also got some new arrivals. But you're going to have to come down and look at them. Now, some of them's not on the Autos by Davis yet.
Oh, this is way ahead of us.
Yes.
Well, this is pretty good, dear.
Yeah, so come down and check them out. But at the same time, while you're there listening to the ball game, get on Autos by Davis and check it out. Now, you're going to find prices. You're going to find description, you're going to find pictures, and you're going to find the Carfax on there too.
Just the facts. Autos by Davis, but right now let's go to our halftime show. Greg Davis, kinda ugly.
It sure is. Ava does have 7 first downs to Mountain View 6. Penalties, Ava 2 for 20 yards, Mountain View 2 for 10 yards. Turnovers, Ava has 2, both the interceptions and both hurt us. They sure did. In rushing for the Ava Bears, 100 yards. Through the air, 4 yards. For the half, 104 yards. For Mountain View, 55 on the ground, 111 through the air for 166 yards. Again, 104 for your Bears, 166 for the Liberty Eagles.
And 3 touchdowns for Mountain View Liberty.
That's right. And they've been pretty good runs, too. But let's go back to the Bears on the individual side. Mr. Stout. Now, we've had 2 quarterbacks tonight. Stout started out as quarterback, and then Richards has come in and replaced him. But Stout is 2 for 3 yards. Colby Miles, 1 for 8 yards. Spencer Skiles, 2 carries for 31 yards. Blaine Mendel, 3 carries for 14 yards. Zach Richards, 8 carries, 21 yards. And Zach Miller, 10 carries for 3 yards. And Mr. Stout.
Stop for a minute.
Yeah.
Zach Miller, 10 carries,
23 yards.
In the last 2 ball games, he's had close to 100 yards at halftime.
That is not
says something, doesn't it?
Yes, they're stopping him.
Yep.
But folks, you ought to see that interior line of Mountain View.
But you see, you know that's going to happen. They're going to chop up the middle. But something's got to happen somewhere else when that occurs, and right now, obviously, it's not.
Now, that is where Zach Richards, Spencer Skiles, Blaine Mendel has had their good runs.
Okay, all right.
This second quarter. Mixed it up a little bit, and we're going to have to mix it up even more to throw Liberty off.
What else you have?
On Liberty's side, again, the Bears have shut them down on the run. Mr. Watts. Now they're quarterbacking Mr. Watts and also Mr. Pruitt. Watts, 5 carries, 13 yards. Pruitt, 6 carries for 42 yards. They have been on the ground. That's the only 2. But through the air, Watts is 5 out of 10 for 82 yards. Pruitt is perfect, 2 for 29 yards. And Pruitt also, no, it's Watts, will have the touchdown. And Mr. Ackland, 3 carries, 68 yards. He's been the go-to guy. That's what each one's been trying to hit is Mr. Ackland. And man, have we heard that.
Name's been here a whole lot more than what we wanted to. Well, folks, our score at the half, by the way, and our halftime scores for our Great Southern Update, Greg, if you run that for me real quick, please.
Again, Mountain Grove, 6, Willow, 0, and Thayer, 19, Salem, 6. That's at halftime.
Scored to halftime on this one. I'm not smiling. Mountain View Liberty, 18, Ava, 0.
At Rick's Roofing, we have expanded our business. We are now dozing for timber and other excavating work, skid steer work, some brush hogging, brush mulching, also helping you build your driveway, building houses or shop pads, backhoe work, septic work, and dump truck gravel hauling. Free quotes. And of course, we're still taking care of your roofing needs too. 683-8081. That's 683-8081 for Rick's Roofing, LLC. Are you needing some cash now and can't wait until payday? Strong's Watch Shop and Payday Loans is here to help you. Of course, they still do jewelry and watch repair. And hunters, listen up. Get ready for the season by taking a look at their firearms collection. Call them at 683-1789. That's 683-1789. Or stop by and see them at Strong's just north of the Ava Square.
Okay, Mr. Davis, what's your prediction coming into this second half of the football game? What's going to happen first?
Well, your Bears are going to get the ball first.
Well, that helps.
And then let's just take it down the field.
Okay,
Nice and
all right.
slow.
Just nice, slow, down the
whole
field.
quarter.
We do have score 3 touchdowns, remember?
We need to score. Mountain View will go 57 yards, 22 yards, and 71 yards for their scores.
There you have it, folks. Halftime one, out of the way. We trail 18-0, Mountain View Liberty.
Paul Wade and Associates. It's about accounting, bookkeeping, honesty, and experience. Paul Wade and Associates, with decades worth of experience in accounting work, offices in Ava and in Gainesville for years. Paul Wade and Associates, our Gainesville number 679-2299. 679-2299, and of course in Ava, Paul Wade and Associates at 683-2319. That's 683-2319.
This is Tim Reese, pastor at Ava General Baptist Church. This year has been full of more questions than answers, but one thing that we can be sure of, whether within a community of believers or in the stands, we are better together. So let's cheer on our Ava Bears together. If you don't have a community of believers, I encourage you to join us in person Sundays at 8:30 or 10:45, or online at Facebook Live at 10:45. Go Bears!
All right, let's get down and play a little football now. Greg pointed out the Ava Bears will receive the football to start the second half. You know, last several years, Greg, one thing that was characteristic of Ava is they'd go into halftime, and the next thing you know, things look somewhat different for Ava football. Now, I'm hoping we see a big difference right here as we start quarters 3 and 4 trailing by 3 scores to Mountain View Liberty. By the way, we beat Mountain View Liberty last year. Are you ready for this? 50-14.
Yes. At their place.
At their place, and they graduated as many or more than we did. So right now, Mountain View Liberty is thumping us, and they're thumping us hard. There is no doubt about it. Ava's going to have to change it up. We're a much better football team, Greg, than what we're seeing right now, I think. So we're about to find out. Mountain View Liberty certainly is juiced up as they're getting ready to kick it to us. It will be Drew Ripko with that assignment, and the Bears will wait for the ball. It's a squib kick, and it'll bounce around, bad bounce, Mountain View Liberty football. Oh my goodness! It came off of one of our shins and right into the hands of Mountain View Liberty, and the tragedy continues.
Oh my.
Oh, I can't believe what I just saw, but I just saw it. So with that, Liberty will have the ball instead of Ava at our 42-yard line. And you ever heard the phrase, the wheels are coming off? Well, there's the case of it right there. So with that, Mountain View Liberty a gift to start the third quarter, and they're already up by 3 touchdowns. So what are they going to do? You'll have Watts and Pruitt standing back there in the backfield. It acts like Watts is going to be the quarterback to start with. 2 kids there. Watts with it, goes back to pass. He's going down the field for it. Bears, great job knocking the ball away. Peyton Evans, great defense. There could have even been offensive interference there, Greg. Wasn't called. I know it was pretty tight on that, but Peyton did a great job playing the defense. 2nd and 10. Bears an excellent job covering that time, step for step, with the intended receiver. Now, instead of Watts, it's going to be Carter Pruitt at quarterback, and everybody out, 3 receivers near side, 2 stop side. 2nd and 10, Ava territory, 42. The Bears muff the kickoff and give the ball to Mountain View Liberty. Just as that. Now they moved and they dropped the football as well. So with that, it'll be a 5-yard penalty against Mountain View Liberty and become second down and 15. Should cost him 5. Talk to Tyler Watterson, who was standing down on the football field where that pass was for the last touchdown for Mountain View Liberty, and he said there was absolutely no way on the planet that youngster had possession of the football as he was dribbling it out of bounds. So it doesn't change the fact that the score is still on the board, and it's 18-0. And now, Greg, Mountain View Liberty with the football at our 47, second and 15. And out of the shotgun, they're set with 2 kids in the backfield. I think it's going to be Watts as the quarterback, wanting to run. Bears got him. Down he goes. All the way back to the 49 in Mountain View territory. One of those youngsters coming in there in the middle of it was Mason Cole. Also back there to put a lot of pressure on defensively was Bryce Dodson. So third down now and about 18. Ava's defense to this moment rearing up after a disastrous start to the third quarter. So Liberty now will put Pruitt in, Carter Pruitt at quarterback. Coming in the slot is Tyler Watts, 3 receivers top side, 2 near side. On third down and 18, they're going to pass. Pruitt will run. Bears don't get him. Now we do. Pruitt gets across the 50 to the 46. Cole comes up to make the stop. Mason Cole did a great job of pinching that off. And so with that, it now becomes 4th down at about 15. But now, Greg, they're in Ava territory. See that right there? I'm thinking, well, are they going to punt it away? Looks like Carter Pruitt might be going to do that, although they certainly could run out of a set like that, couldn't they? So Pruitt will wait for the snap if it comes to him. And it does. And Pruitt now in trouble is going to run. He has running room, and he will have a first down and more. All the way down to the 20-yard. Penalty flag goes down, but all the way down to the 20-yard line. So Pruitt on the keeper after the Bears were all over him. It is an illegal block in the back against Mountain View Liberty. Remember, this was a punt. Ava put pressure on. Pruitt ran. Now, I was afraid Pruitt was going to run out of the get-go, and that may have been the intended play to begin with. The penalty, though, Greg, is way downfield. I mean, it's all the way at the 32, and going to start from there. And it will stay 4th down. It'll be 4th and 10 for Mountain View Liberty. So, Greg, on the penalty, they actually gained about 8 yards.
8 yards.
So they get 8 yards out of that, and now they're facing 4th and 10. They're back down in Ava territory at the 43, and I don't know if they don't go for it again. 4th down and 10. Pruitt acts like he is back to punt the ball away, and this time he will. High kick. It will bound down at the 10, go straight up in the air, got to the end zone. Yes, he did. So the Bears will take over 1st and 10, 10-20 left, quarter 3. We trail 18-0 Mountain View Liberty.
Missouri Ozarks Community Health is open with regular hours at our clinics found in Ava and Gainesville, in Mansfield, Mountain Grove, Cabool, and Houston. Missouri Ozarks Community Health, providing primary medical care, behavioral health care, and yes, Missouri Ozarks Community Health provides emergency and urgent dental care. So call us at 683-5739, 683-5739 to schedule an appointment at Missouri Ozarks Community Health in Ava, Gainesville, Mansfield, Mountain Grove, Cabool, and in Houston.
So Zach Miller's going to take the first snap from Zach Richards and try to run straight up the middle on 2nd down at the 20. And so with that, a gain of about 1, it becomes 2nd down and 9. So the Bears trying to get some offense. And Greg, we've really had a tough time against the Mountain View Liberty defense.
We sure have. We have really struggled against that front 4.
Actually, at the start of the ball game, we were driving on them. We just couldn't finish off inside the 20. 2nd down and 9. Spencer Skiles going to get the pitch. Does he get a block to the corner? He does. He gets a block, and he'll be pushed out of bounds at what appears to be about the 25-yard line. And so what do we have here? I'm waiting to see where they're going to spot the football. Looks like the 25, or do we have a penalty flag down? What do we have here? Penalty flag? There is a penalty flag. Personal foul, illegal block against Mountain View Liberty. That's going to get you a first down. Shot block against Mountain View Liberty called. And so instead of a maybe 3rd down and 5, that ought to put us in the spot for a first down, Greg, I would think.
You know, I still don't see the flag out there.
I never did, but I could tell that the official with the white hat was coming his way. And so you knew there was something going on. And he comes over to Coach Carnegie and tell him what happened. And so with that, come on, let's move this thing down the field and get this set up. They're trying to decide whether it's from the infraction or from the spot of the ball on the snap. Apparently it is that. Well, there's the flag. See that white way over there, Greg? Over there.
Yes, I see it.
At about the 18, 19 yard line. So why are we spending all this time? Let's move this down there and give us a first down. Move down. There we go. Let's start moving this thing. 15. First down for Ava Bears.
Yeah. 15.
And it's going to pass the 35, past the 40, up to about the 41-yard line. So an illegal or a chop block called against Mountain View Liberty. 9:39 left to go in the 3rd quarter. I'll just say this. The start of the 3rd quarter has been incredibly ugly. Both sides. This has not been good. Fact of the matter is we're down 18-0, and we're not showing anything right now to change that. 1st and 10. Hand it off. Nope. Quarterback Richards. Pitch play. Got a block at the edge, and then they hit us. We'll stay on our feet. We'll push forward. Great run that time. Good, gutsy call and hold on to the football. Thank you very much, Colby Miles. Colby's going to get 8 or 9 yards out of it. Depends on the spot. And they're going to put her down to the 49-yard line. How about 8 yards on that, Greg? That worked for you?
That looks good to me.
2nd down and 2 for Ava. Now, we need to get on down there and score on these guys and reset this football game. Hand it off. Yep, we do. Miller got a hole that time. Up across the 50. Down to the 45-yard line.
6 yards on the carry.
Picks up 6 yards on the run. The Bears are trying to focus just a touch, a step outside of running right up the middle. There's just too much bigness in the middle of the football field. Mountain View Liberty just dominating us right there. So with that, Miller will run, going to give us a first down. 1st and 10. What do? It's quarterback, going to keep it. Zach Richards gets loose, gets about 4 yards on the run, and is gang tackled by Mountain View Liberty. We'll take it, though. So Richards on the run. A 4-yard carry. Greg, that worked for you? About 4. Let's wait for the champ. 4 yards on it. 2nd and 6. Spot the football at the 41-yard line. 8:29 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Here's the problem. We're trailing 18-0 to Mountain View Liberty. And now the Bears need 6 yards with the ball at the 41. What are we going to do this time with it? It'll be Spencer Skiles. Skiles loose, has a first down. We'll get close to the 33. Ava Bears move the Chinks. Now Ava's beginning to bring their A-backs into play. You've seen Miles run with the football. You've seen Skiles run with the football now, and of course the quarterback Richards coming into it. Zach Miller, remember, the last time he touched it, had some success in running as we're starting to spread out that defensive set. Now we'll run it up the middle to Miller, and he's got some running room. That's how that works. Gets to the 28. We're making the defense spread a little bit. Instead of stacking things up against Zach Miller, they have to spread out because the Bears now can get some runs to the corner. Changes the game of football. 2nd down and 5, ball at the 28-yard line. Bears need to get points here, and actually, Greg, we need 8. Trailing by 18-0 at the 7:30 mark of the 3rd quarter. Under center is Richards. Going to hand it off on the dive to Miller. There's not a lot there. Zach will push forward for maybe a yard. Excuse the off right there.
Well, he did get a yard. He got
about a yard.
Going to get
3rd down and 4 for the Bears. Ball at the 31 in Mountain View Liberty territory. However, we're trailing Liberty by a score of 18-0. Zach Richards under center. Miller stands behind him, the lone back. Receiver comes to the top side for Ava. That is Mason Cole. To the top side is Peyton Evans. Near side, Cole. Top side, Evans. Put a man in motion. Miller's going to try to dive again. There's just nothing there, Greg. They're shutting that thing down. It becomes now 4th down for Ava. We got another yard. Ball's at the 25. And with that, it becomes 4th down and 2. 6:30 and counting in the 3rd quarter. Trailing by a score of 18-0. Boy, at this point in time, Greg, right here, this kind of the football game. We need a first down. And Richards will step back, look over to the bench, and try to get the play called in. Now we're set. Zach sets up under center. What do we want to do? It'll be Richards to hold. Richards got a first down and more. Gets a block. Richards stays on his feet. Gets close to the 15-yard line. Zach Richards on the carry. Goes to the 16. Move those chains. First down, Ava Bears. They were blocked. They were just stacked up on Zach Miller. Did you see that, Greg? Everybody on Mountain View Liberty just crashes on Miller, and at the last second, Richards pulls the ball back and runs for the first down and quite a bit more. Watch that football when you carry it, Zach. Pitch play comes to Spencer Spile. Skiles on the edge. Spencer's going to get close to the end zone. He's inside the 5. Spencer Skiles on the corner on the top side. And Skiles gets down to about the 2.5-yard line. No. Set her up. First and goal for your Bears. Now the offense coming alive. Trailing 18-0. 5:49 left to go in the third quarter. Now, remember, defense going to have to also step up here just to get us back in the football game. So we need about 3 yards, and we'll hand it off. Zach Miller running right up the middle, running up the middle. Zach Miller, 3-yard run. Bears put their first points on the board at the 4:45 mark of the third quarter. It'll be Zach Miller, a 3-yard run. And the Ava Bears put together how long of a drive, Greg Davis?
How about an 80-yard drive?
80-yard drive, vintage Ava. And when you get your outside or your A-backs working, it makes it much more difficult for the defense to pinch the middle up like they've been doing. So the Bears going for 2 right now. What do? Pitch it off. Nope, Richard's going to pitch it. We throw the ball away. So with that, it will be 6 points for Ava. Our score at the 5:45 mark. Ava 6, Mountain View Liberty 18.
Hi, it's Dan at Tarrant Insurance in Ava. Let's talk about auto insurance. With auto rates continuing to climb, it's important now more than ever to shop around, compare coverage, prices for your particular vehicle and situation. Here at Tarrant Insurance, we have all the major carriers. Call us at 683-1035. Our quotes are free and no obligation. That's 683-1035, Tarrant Insurance in Ava. On the internet, it's tarrantinsurance.net.
Well, Greg, that's a little bit better. Now it's up to the defense to say no to Mountain View Liberty. I really would have felt better if we put that 2 on the board to go along with the 6, wouldn't you?
I really would. We have left that 2 points out there way too many times this year.
So with that, 18-6 is your score. That's a better effort. Now the thing is, you got to remember, this was just a terrible start because they kicked it off to us, and this should have been the drive we just did, but we literally muffed the football right back to Mountain View Liberty. We were able to stop them somehow and get the ball and drive 80 yards down the field to finally score. And that score comes at the 5:45 mark of the third quarter. Still not very comfortable, are we? You comfortable yet?
No, not the least. I'll be comfortable when we get about 12-point advantage, yes.
Ahead of them. Yeah, I'm with that. Bears will kick it off.
Good
Mountain View Liberty will watch it bound, actually catch it at the 18. Returns coming right up the gut and will come to the 40. Ava's defense will stop Mountain View Liberty. So the Eagles now 60 yards away from pay dirt, and the last thing on the planet we can afford to do now is give up points to Mountain View Liberty, trailing by 12, 18-6 with 5:40 remaining. In the third quarter, we're playing at home. And you don't give up home football games against a conference foe, my friends. Coach Silly reminding me that the last time we beat Mountain View Liberty was 472 years ago, or nigh on to it. Long time. Bears at home lost to Mountain View Liberty. Got a timeout call for a little water. 5:40 left to go in the third quarter. Mountain View 18, Ava 6.
Hey, Bears fans, this is Travis Smith, and I want to say how proud I am to be supporting the Ava Bears football team. From the trip last year to the championship game, and this summer's long, hot summer practices, I'm looking forward to seeing what this season will bring. Hard work pays off. I can attest to that from coaching football for over 10 years. And I want to say good luck to the Ava Bears football program from Travis Smith. Thank you.
If you're looking for ways
Boneless pork loin chops, $1.89 a pound this week. Town and Country Supermarket in Ava, Missouri, with family pack boneless petite sirloin steaks, $3.99 per pound. And we have lettuce, California iceberg head lettuce, 99 cents each. Town and Country, Ava, Missouri.
We got discounts every day.
Great Southern halftime, now third quarter. Greg, you have a score on that Kabul-Windsor game, I believe.
We do. Windsor 14, Kabul 0.
Forgot I had my headset up there and I turned my microphone off. Sorry about that. It was the Great Southern halftime, now third quarter report. Windsor with the lead by 2 touchdowns over Kabul. Now, here comes Mountain View Liberty. 1st and 10 from the 40. Shotgun set for the Eagles. Spin a man in motion coming to the near side. Now goes back top side. It will be Pruitt with the football. Bears got him in the backfield and he'll lose a yard. Nice job that time by Ava. It was Watts at quarterback and he put it in the hands, I'm pretty sure it's Pruitt. It is Pruitt who carried, and Bruffin came up to make the stop. It's a skinny half a yard, Greg. 2nd down and about 10.5. Now the Bear defense has got to do it again. Trailing 18-6. We finally scored at the 5:45 mark of the third quarter. Watt's going to throw. Knocked down by Ava. Great job up there. Kobe Miles comes up, gets his hands in the air, and knocks the ball down. You think maybe we had a halftime pep talk given to the Ava football team?
I think we did.
Let's hope it took. So with that is 3rd down and a long 10 for Mountain View Liberty. 5:08 left to go in the third quarter, and the Bears have looked, to be honest with you, pathetic. Now, this is more like what you expect. They drive down the field, 80 yards, and score. Now the defense is beginning to play a little bit better. 3rd down, 10.5. We're wanting to blitz. They will. Watts go back to pass. Pressure's on. Ball knocked away. Great defensive play. On the edge, Blaine Mendel knocks it away. And the Bears were all over the quarterback as well, I might add. 4th down and 10.5, and it looks like the punting team for Mountain View Liberty is coming on. I think, Greg, by what I just saw right there, somebody made a point at halftime. I got the point, did you?
I did. Boy, what a great play. I was looking at just now watching the replay. Mendel stretching out, tipping that ball away at the last second.
High punt. Doesn't look very good, but it does take a Mountain View sort of kind of bounce. No, it comes back our way. Bears take over. 1st and 10 at the 40, trailing by 12 points.
Quick reminder from the Ava schools, state law requires that students be properly immunized and provide those shot records to attend school at this age. Up-to-date immunization records should be provided to the school office as soon as possible. Students are not allowed to attend school without the record. Your physician may fax the records to the Ava schools for 1-7-683-9010 or bring.
Here come the Bears, 1st and 10. What do we want to do? It'll be Miller on the run, I believe it is. Got himself about 11-yard carry right there. How about that one? Been very, very quiet, hasn't he, up to this point? I think, Greg, what you're seeing is once you start spreading that field, you force the defense to change the way they play the middle. And that opens us up for Miller. How many yards did you give him on that run?
I give him 11 yards.
That's more like it. 4:35 left to go in the third quarter. The Bears are down by 2 touchdowns. Going to hand it off to Miller again. Another hole opens. He's going to run forward. Get past the 45 down to the 43-yard line. Now we're beginning to pop into that that defensive set for the Ava Bears as the Bears pull down some more on that run. We can handle this, can't we?
Gain of 7 on the carry.
So let's see. It will be Richards under center. Miller stands behind him. 2 receivers, 1 split to each side of the football field. Richards wants to carry, tries to get to the corner. Not much there, but Richards is able to get close to the 39-yard line. That's going to be mighty close to a 1st down, Greg. Going to be just a tad short. They're going to end up marking it at the 40. So with that, it becomes 3rd down and about a yard. 3:45. He sure did. Now, trailing 18-6, the Ava Bears need to drill it in here, score, and get the 2-point conversion and stop Mountain View again. Then we have to get back, drive down the field, and take the lead. I'm hoping. What do we do? Right up the middle. It's Miller on the run. Another big hole opens. Ava's adjusted a little bit, haven't they? Zach Miller, first down. Move them chains. Here come your Bears. So Ava now picks up the first down with 3:28 remaining in the third quarter. Trailing by at halftime 18-0. Now trailing by a score of 18-6. And with the football trying to drive down the football field. Richards under center. Going to hand it off. Nope, Richards going to keep it. He's going to step up in, and he'll squirrel past the 35 and goes down right there. So Zach Richards fakes the handoff to the fullback, keeps the ball himself, and is able to move forward on a 1st and 10. And he picks up, what, about 2 yards on the run, Greg? That's look good to you.
2 yards on the run.
So with that, it becomes 2nd and 8. Clock ticking down with 2:50 left to go in the third quarter. Now the edge beginning to come back our way. If we can keep this on a roll. Richards sets down under center. Receiver coming to this side is Mason Cole for Ava. Everybody else in tight. It is Zach Miller in the backfield on 2nd and 8. Spin a man. That's Spencer Skiles in motion. Doesn't get the handoff. And actually, it's a quarterback who will hold on to it and get to the 30. In the midst of all of this, instead of giving the ball to Miller, it was a decision by Richards to keep it, and he shoves forward. And Greg, a nice run by Zach Richards as he's going to get close to the 29.
Give him 6 yards on the carry.
Third down and about 1.5 yards for Ava now, as we'll put the ball to 29-yard line. The Bears, after a very, very lethargic first half, have played some more inspired football here in quarter number 3 after a disastrous start of the quarter. 3rd and 1. It'll be Miller this time, up the gut. I think he's going to have it. Depends upon where they actually end up putting the ball down. Zach Miller, not a lot there. Look at that big old boy coming up off the pile. Lucas Barnes, 285 pounds, was on top of Miller. And Greg, I don't think he gained anything. We didn't get a spot, that's for sure.
No.
So it's 4th and 1. This huge play right here. 4th and 1 for Ava after what appeared to be a sparkling drive. Pitch play. Spencer Skiles got the edge, got the first down. And then he's driven out of bounds. Boy, there might have been a flag right there. Skiles going to pick up the first down, and that's what he was looking for. So the Ava Bears move the chains, set the clock. 1:19 left to go in the third quarter, trailing by 12, 18-6. Ava, who had a very disappointing first half, and on the first play of the third quarter, had the ball come off our leg on the kickoff and bound into the hands of Mountain View Liberty, and then were fortunate enough to stop the Eagles, get the ball back, and drive 80 yards. Now Ava looking to repeat that performance. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. 1:19 left, got the clock. Probably took too much time, would be my bet. Remember that we don't see the 25-second clock here at the football field. No offsides against Mountain View Liberty. We don't have the benefit of the 25-second clock. That's being kept on the field by the officials. So we can't see this. But it was an encroachment call against Mountain View Liberty. They're just in our zone, if you will. 1st and 5 is a little easier than 1st and 10 in most cases. 22-yard line. The clock remains at 1:19 in the third quarter. Ava needs to change this. Down 18-6. Now spread one receiver to the top end of the football field. That's going to be Mason Cole. In the backfield, Zach Miller. At quarterback coming in after the first series of plays, Zach Richards now has taken over for Ashton Stout. And what do? Going to hand it off to Miller. He gets loose. Miller's going to score! Zach Miller, 22-yard touchdown. Miller bounced off. Zach Miller bounced off of the tackler, stayed on his feet, kept his feet moving, and he goes in for the touchdown. At the 1:13 mark of the third quarter, Zach Miller has scored again, this time a 22-yard run by Miller. Greg, the length of that drive, refresh my memory.
The length of that drive was 60 yards.
So an 80-yard drive to start out, now a 60-yard drive. Now the Bears going for 2. Richards looks over to the bench to get the call from Ava. 1:13 remaining in the third quarter. Bears trailing by 6, 18-12. Going for 2. Spin a man in motion. Richards is going to get hit, is not not going to get in. So the Bears are stuffed again. However, a 60-yard drive at the 113 mark. It's your Bears 12, Mountain View Liberty 18.
Home Pride Bank, banking for you since 1892, helping the folks of Cause Country with real estate, agricultural, auto loans, and more. Offering a full line of consumer and business banking products and services. Our customers are important to us, and the family tradition that began in 1892 can still be found today. Hours are Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30, and on Saturdays from 8:30 to noon. Our history is rooted in commitment to both our customers and the communities we serve. And during these interesting times, you can count on Home Pride Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Greg, I don't know about you, but I'd feel a little bit better if we'd put a couple extra points up on the board, but we haven't. So with that, down by 6 now, 18 to 12, feel a little bit better than we did at halftime. But it's up to the defense and the offense to get us back in this football game. And I got to tell you, we're back in the football game, aren't we?
I would think we're back in the football game.
All right.
We got the whole fourth quarter ahead of us. The defense is working. The offense is working. I wonder if we did have a little talk at that time.
Something sure changed. I like it. Something sure changed. It is 18-12. Mountain View Liberty about to get the ball back. And folks, they've already proven they've got an offense. And the Bears are going to kick it off to the Eagles. Bounds down to the 20, gets away from the youngster. Back to the 15. The Bears will get down the field. They'll run around us. Retreat. Tackle him for a loss. Blaine Mendel, as the receiver kept retreating backwards, and as a result of that, Mountain View Liberty will have the football at about 17-yard line, 16-yard line by the spot right there. Now they're going to move it up to 17. So with that, we're going to call it 1st and 10 for Mountain View, and they're going to now say it's the 18-yard line. And let's see what the Bear defense can do right now. Mountain View Liberty puts 3 receivers over to the near side. Now they're coming in closer, and it will be Pruitt and Watts in the backfield. It'll be Pruitt, rather, in the backfield, I think, as the quarterback, and as a youngster standing there beside him as a running back. 2 receivers top side and 2 to the near side, and slot the back over to the top side, load to the top side. It is Pruitt to run. Bears there, got him, down he goes. Couple of yards, maybe a yard by the spot of things. Good job by the defense to step up and say, you're not doing what you did to us in the first half of the football game. So Pruitt runs forward. Did he get anything? No gain. Good job by defense. 44 seconds left, third quarter. Bears giving up 3 touchdowns in the first half, trailing 18-0. Now they've cut it back to a 12-18 lead. Now Mountain View Liberty with the football at their 18 on 2nd and 10. Shotgun set, back to pass the quarterback Pruitt. He's going down the field. It is in the air and caught for a touchdown. Noah Jester is going to run a total of 82 yards. We went and fell down, and they scored. An 82-yard pass play from Pruitt to Jester, and that was tragic. Noah Jester will get the benefit of the 82-yard pass play, and Greg, just when it looked like things were going our way, we blew it, and they blew us up. So 14 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Mountain View Liberty has gotten one of those scores back, haven't they? Now the Eagles going to go for 2, I think, as Tyler Watts will come in the football game. Boy, I was feeling really good until that play right there.
I was too.
What do you think? Going for 2 right now. Watts is set to do that. They're going to want to throw it in. Watts will look. He'll put it up. It is a 2-point conversion. So the 2-point conversion is good by Mountain View Liberty, and I'm not feeling good again. Our score, it's the Eagles 26. Your Ava Bears 12.
Bring your shot records to the school office to make a copy.
Well, students striving to be the best in academics, sports, and performing. And when you look for a job after graduation, come to the place that's the best industrial plant around, Emerson Climate Technologies. Working with the best. We want you to come to work with us at Emerson Climate Technologies of Ava.
Well, Gregor, that one kind of hurt, didn't it? Because what we were really trying to do on that was just knock the ball away. But at the minute we did that, there is no one back there to help you out in coverage.
Yeah,
so they're wide open, and the minute Noah Jester caught the ball, there's nobody there between him and the goal.
No, and he was still on a good stride too when he caught the ball.
Yep. So I guess you live by the sword, you die by the sword, and swatting the ball away. And that time we just got stabbed. 26-12, and the problem there is they also got the extra point for 2. And so now it is a 14-point lead for Mountain View Liberty after the Bears, who had trailed by 18, cut it back to 6. Now Liberty takes it back 26-12. Going to really have to want this one. Short kick taken by Ava at the 40, up close to the 45. It is Cole on the return for Ava to the 45. Bears take over, trailing 26-12.
Outstanding achievements of our young people. Van Kelly's been around kids, well, all his life, managing, running, owning Camp Joy, and has seen most of the kids around Cause Country one way or the other. Van Kelly is pleased to be involved in sporting activity in Cause Country. Very proud of our young people, wishing them the best, not only in the competitive events of high school and beyond, but beyond into life itself. A salute from your friend, Van Kelly.
1st and 10 for Ava from the 45. Going to hand it off Zach Miller, and Greg, there's absolutely nothing there. They stuffed that play. Mountain View Liberty stacked back up along the line of scrimmage and said the fullback's not going to run up the middle. And you know what happened? He didn't. We're out of the quarter, and, well, what I felt pretty good about, I don't feel again. Our score, Mountain View Liberty 26, Ava 12.
Oh, look, it's your boss, Hank. All hard hat and steel toes. But you know he has a soft spot for McDonald's. You got his favorites. Go on, show him. Wait, did Hank just smile? He never smiles. A lunch break breakthrough. That's something to value. Get a cheeseburger and small fries for $2.20, or a McChicken and small fries for $2.20. Add any size soft drink for $1. Single item at regular price. Price of participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Brookline Door Works, a family-owned and operated business specializing in garage doors and openers, service, installation, and repair. Our goal is to take care of our customers by being on time and reliable. We include a 2-year warranty so that you can feel comfortable that the job is done correctly. And we only charge local rates, no matter the distance traveled. Brookline Door Works. Give us a call today at 417-883-3667. And you can visit our website to check out the quality of our work at www.brooklinedoorworks.com.
Now, Greg, you were telling me you had Brookline over to do some work for you. Is that right?
They did. Installed a brand new door, and it is great. They did an excellent job, and no more of the old door. Now all we do is push a button, and now with the new doors, you can use your smartphone.
Oh, my goodness. New sponsor, Brookline Door Works, and Greg and Cheryl are grinning from ear to ear. They did a great job for them. We appreciate that. Well, Greg, I was feeling really, really good until the last couple of minutes, and then it just vaporized, went away.
I was too. And in the matter of one play, it went the other way. You just see where the Ava was getting the momentum. The boys had a little bit of pop and a snap, and, well, we can get it back. We got a whole quarter to go.
Yes, we can. 26-12. Start quarter number 3. Ava's going to have the football. 2nd and 10, 45-yard line, moving from right to left on your radio dial. See what the boys can do. What do we want to do? We want to hand it off. Spencer Skiles tries to get the corner. Mountain View Liberty got it. Penalty flag comes down. In the general area of the hold.
But where would it be? Because
I don't know.
Out there by his
I didn't really see anything out there on the edge that would lead to that kind of a thing. I mean, Aiden Murphy was out there way out in front. Yep. It's a hold against Ava.
Yep.
Aiden was way down the field. There were 3 kids from Mountain View Liberty standing there with nobody around them. So, boy, that's also... You know, Greg, I got to tell you this. We started the 3rd quarter with a disaster. Remember that?
And now we're starting
the 4th quarter with a disaster when we're already down by 2 touchdowns.
Yes, and now that's going to bring up 1st and 20.
26-12. Ball goes back to the 35-yard line. 11:55 left to go in the ball game. And the Bears have to have 2 points. That is 2 scores of 7 points apiece. Back to pass is Richards. Has time. He's going down the field. There's Spencer Skiles with the catch. 48-yard line. Well, we got better than half of it back, didn't we?
13 yards.
13-yard pass play. Richards to Skiles. 26-12 score. That becomes 3rd down and 7. That's a whole lot more manageable than that 22, isn't it? So now Ava has it near to the midfield stripe. However, we'll put points on the board, and we certainly can't give up any more to Mountain View Liberty. And I thought we were doing a pretty good job of stopping them until that 80-yard pass play. It's all it takes. Hand it off. No, Richards going to keep. He's going to be close to a first down. He's got it. Zach Richards on the spin move as he's being tackled. Will lunge forward to the 44-yard line. And the Bears move them chains and get ready to put more points on the board. I want more. 26-12, 11 minutes left to go in the ball game. Ava has trailed throughout. They trailed after 1 minute and 2 seconds and have not gotten to the top of it yet. Now what do? Back to pass is Richards again. He'll run to the top side. Has running room. Richards finally drugged down at the 39-yard line. He was caught from behind and pulled down, but not before he's able to sprint down the field, Greg, for about 5, well, they're going to say, well, yeah, 5.5 yards. 4 yards plus on the run by Richards. Ball to the 40.
I really thought he got about 2 yards before that, but they brought him back.
However, took a sip of water and it went the wrong way. That's never a good idea. What do we do this time? It'll be Richards coming to the side. He'll try to get to the edge. He's finally taken down, going to be about a yard short, and he was hitting the helmet. He was hitting the helmet. Looked like he was hitting the helmet, didn't it?
It did. 4-yard carry.
I didn't think they let you do that. I know last year they were having a heart attack over that kind of a play. Watch it on a replay over there, Greg. See if he didn't get hit in the helmet. Right there. He did. Last year, they'd have thrown the whole team out of the ball game. So it's 3rd down and 2. I'm just saying they would have last year. Now we have somebody coming off the field. Nope, timeout had to be called by Mountain View Liberty. They didn't get players off the field in time. So 3rd and 2, timeout called. Ava trailing Mountain View Liberty 26-12.
This has been anything but a normal year. And at Signal Food Stores, we are so very thankful for our employees and our customers. We work hard to provide a safe environment for everyone, and we are still providing great quality gasoline, diesel, food, beverage, and more. Pick up a Papa John's pizza before or after the ball game, and don't forget to sign up for the Signal Rewards card and earn rewards for your purchases. Signal Food Stores, over 10 locations, your one-stop shop for when you're on the go. It's Jim's Body Shop, the name you know, the people you trust when it comes to auto body repair services or giving you a tow anytime, day or night. And who hasn't locked their keys in their car? I've used them to help me out there too. 683-4609. That's 683-4609 for Jim's Body Shop. We're there when you need us, and we're proud to support Ava Athletics.
10:15 left to go in the ball game. Ava trails 26-12 with the football. 3rd down and 2. Ball at the 36-yard line. Need a play right here. Under center is Richards. Miller right behind him. We're going to hand it off. Nope, Richards going to keep. He's going to spin forward. Has a first down. Stays on his feet. Zach Richards. He might score. He's going to stay on his feet. Zach Richards. Touchdown. 36-yard run by quarterback Zach Richards. And he was tackled 400 times. And he still went on. He kept running. He was hit. He was going down. He kept those feet moving. Touchdown, Ava Bears. Well, we got it back, didn't we? 26-18 now. Gotta have the 2-point conversion. Look at that run by Zach Richards. An impressive job. I believe Zach's a junior. Memory serves me correct. Now, come on, boys. Let's get 2 out of this. It is now. In motion, spin play, topside pitch, get us a block. Spencer Skiles going for 2. Did he get in? He did not. Didn't get in. So with 10:05 left to go in the ball game, and the Ava Bear fans are really upset. Our score, it is Ava 18, Mountain View Liberties 26.
You need a little help around your place? Well, then you get a hold of Schmuck Ventures at 683-DUMP. That's 683-DUMP or 3867, where we deliver rock, dirt, and more. That's Tussie or TJ Schmuck at 683-3867, 683-DUMP for Schmuck Ventures, where we deliver rock, dirt, and more.
We're not getting any calls down here on the near side at what is the south end of the football field, Greg. You recall earlier a touchdown that clearly the kid was fumbling the football as he was going out of bounds, called for a touchdown, and it looked to a lot of folks looking at this thing like we had the ball in there to the end zone. Now we're seeing it on instant replay. I didn't see that play finished out, so I don't know for sure, but any way you look at it, the Bears are still down by 8. Where's that football at? Looks to me like the ball is in the end zone. That's where Spencer's laying. But we don't get the call. So Mountain View Liberty, 10:05 left to go in the ball game, Ava trailing Mountain View Liberty 26-18. That's an 8-point deficit for the Bears. Boy, don't you know that 2 points would have been huge. Howsomever,
I think 6 points would have been huge.
Yeah, well, anyway, 26-18. We've missed 6 points on the extra point side of things. Certainly would really change things, wouldn't it? 26-18. Now it's up to the Bear defense to do it again. And that's get that stop and get the ball back, and we're going to have to convert for 2 sooner or later, but can't give up any more points, Greg. And it looked like the defense had stopped Mountain View Liberty, and then they end up with an 80-yard pass for a touchdown. Boy, that was a choker, wasn't it?
Oh, it is. And you know, that would have tied the game, too.
Yep, it sure would have. So now we're about to kick it off to Mountain View Liberty. 9:53 left to go in the ball game. We've trailed throughout. 26-18 the score. Along the ground and out of bounds at the 24. Mountain View Liberty will take over 1st and 10 in a ball game that we're playing from behind in. Find ourselves at Sylvie Field, C.E. Harlan Stadium, where the Ava Bears trailed at the end of 6-0, at halftime trailed 18-0, and now as we head with 9:53 left to go in the ball game, it is Mountain View Liberty 26, Ava 18, and the Eagles will take over 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Well, Greg, your impressions now with about 9 minutes left to go in the ball game.
A lot better, as your Bears are playing this half a whole lot better than they did the first half. And man, we still have an uphill battle.
Now out of the shotgun comes Mountain View Liberty. Bears can't give up any more points. Spin a man in motion. That motion back's going to end up with a football. They got a good block down the field, then we crash him out of bounds. Going to be a first down on the run, though, Greg. On the carry. On the run was Gentry Ackland, who came back in motion, and Pruitt just handed Ackland the football, who ran it down for a first. No, he's going to be out of bounds apparently. So 8 yards on the run instead of a first down, 2nd down and 2, and the ball's going to be spotted in Liberty territory at the 43. But the clock also becomes our enemy. 9:49 left to go in the ball game, down by a score, and that's an 8-point score plus 2, isn't it? So the Bear defense going to have to do it again. 2 boys in the backfield in the shotgun set. It will end up in the hands of Pruitt, and I got a flag going down as the ball's being snapped. What did we do right here? It is a foul against Mountain View Liberty, a procedural call. Pruitt standing there and had Zeb Corman, who is an outstanding athlete, standing right next to him, ready to receive the football. Excuse, a little cough snuck up on me. And so with that, Greg, it becomes 2nd down at about 13, doesn't it? No, I'm sorry, 2nd down and 7, rather.
Well, I'll take it.
7. Yeah, we'll take a lot better than 2nd down and 2. So with that, let's see if Pruitt will be the quarterback. They'll give it to Corman. Pruitt's going to run. Bears are there, and he'll get to the 40, and that's about it. A gain of a couple of yards defensively for Ava coming up in on the play. Brent Koontz and Mason Cole. So Koontz and Cole in on the play defensively. 3rd down and 5. Lost track of where it was at. Big play, you got that right. In what is now a 26-18 ball game. Ava trailing Mountain View Liberty, and we're playing in Ava. 5 yards away from a first down. Mountain View Liberty spins a man in motion. It will be Pruitt on the run. Has an option. Pruitt steps up. Bang! Bang! He is level. Pruitt down for a loss.
Yes.
Did you see that hit? Pruitt was just completely blown up on by Bryce Dobson and Bruffett in there to make the it was Bruffett who made the defensive stick for the Ava Bears. Check that. I've got Bryce Dobson in there in the middle of that. So 4th down. Now that's a little defense, Greg. That hurt from up here. 4th
made a statement.
Yes, it did. 4th and a long 5. Ball at the 41-yard line. Looks like Liberty will pass it away, punt it away, and they do. So the punt is up and in the air and bounds down inside the 40 to about the 39-yard line. Here come your Bears, trailing Mountain View Liberty 26-18.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for home sweet home. We're for condos, tutors, single wides, and studios. We're for ranches, houseboats, 2 stories or 20. Red cedar, bluebirds, white squirrels, black walnuts, whatever's out your back door, we're for that. We're for watching the sun rise over the Mississippi and set over the Missouri. We're for kicking off your heels in a high-rise or hanging up your hat in the boot heel. And if you have a home in Missouri, we have a policy for you.
I am Sean Irby, your Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent. And if you're in Douglas County, I've got you covered.
Here come the Bears. 1st and 10, trailing by 8 at the 39-yard line. What do we want to do? We hand it off to Miller. Not a lot there. If he got a yard, we're lucky, Greg. Zach on the fullback carry gets maybe to the 40. It's not going to be much. It's going to end up about a half a yard on the carry. And Greg, I'm sorry, but I got to stand back up and get after it here. So with 8:05 and counting, the Bears looking at a long 2nd down and 9. And now the Bears, who trail by 8, are going to have to pull out a little offensive magic. Defense appears to be waking up to the prospect. Let's see what we can do right here. It is a pitch play. Way back on the run. Colby Miles gets to the corner, but there's not much there. Mountain View had a lot of pursuit, and they're going to end up at the 44-yard line. Greg, that wasn't near as big as a play as it looked like because we were so far back that the run itself only netted us, about 4 yards?
3 yards.
So it is 3rd down and 6, and it's a long 6 for Ava, as we're going to end up with the ball at the 43. 3rd and 6, 7:45 left to go in the ball game. Ava trails 26-18 to Mountain View Liberty. Bears lethargic in the first half, playing somewhat better in the second half of the ball game. Man in motion is Coleman. Miles going to be a keeper for Richards. He'll get to the corner. Stays on his feet. Richards with a touchdown. No, with a first down, rather. A great run by Zach Richards. And if there's an inspired player on the football field right now, it is quarterback Zach Richards for Ava. He has personally carried the Bears on 2 runs for a touchdown, and then right there, Greg, for a first down. And boy, he was popped over on the far side.
Gain of 8 yards on the carry.
And moved the chains for a first down. 7:24 into Mountain View Liberty territory at the 48-yard line. Man in motion. Richards will get it handed off to Miller, and he's creamed. Probably a loss on the play. That time, Mountain View just blowing up on us, and we lost about a half a yard on that one. Mountain View's interior is eating us up, Greg, especially when we're stacking it, trying to run up the middle. There's nothing there. They just did. Now, we spread them out a little bit, and it's different. But when they're stacked, we're not moving them. 2nd and 11, 49-yard line. Down by 8 are your Bears. Man in motion. Richards going to hand it off to Miller. This time he goes to the top side a couple of yards, maybe. Not much. Not much on the run for Ava as the ball ends up at the 48. And, Greg, we're looking at 3rd down and 10. Now, there's not much time left in the ball game. 6:30 left in the contest. We're down by 8.
We need to move that ball down.
Bears need points right here, and they need to at least tie this puppy because we've yet to lead in the ball game. And with the powerful offense that Mountain View Liberty has,
we need some yardage.
Yeah, we do indeed. So 26, Mountain View. 18, your Ava Bears were trying to claw our way back in the ballgame. Richards keeps on the pitch, gets it to Spencer Skiles. Spencer doesn't have room to the outside.
No.
Does not have room to the outside. Skiles will get maybe to the 46, and it will become 4th down for Ava, and we'll need about 7 yards for a first down. 4th and 7, ball at the 45. We're in Mountain View Liberty territory. Here's a big call for Coach Swafford.
What do you do now?
Big call. Down by 8 points, under 6 minutes left to go in the football game, and the Bears are going to go for it. Wide out top side. Spencer Skiles slots to the top side and a receiver to the near side. You have Cole and Evans. Back to pass is Richards on 4th down and 8. Richards throwing down the field. Ball overthrown. Hand wide open. Colby Miles. The throw was too hard. Mountain View Liberty takes over. So the Bears defense is going to have to do it again, Greg Davis. And a timeout call for a water break. 5:52 left to go in the ball game. Mountain View Liberty 26, Ava 18.
Whether it's personal injury, car accidents, criminal defense, and no matter if the case is large or small, Christopher J. Swadish, attorney at law, would be honored to represent you. You can visit with the Ava office, 200 East Washington, or you can call 683-2987, or even visit the website, www.swadish.com. And from all of us at the law offices of Christopher J. Swadish, we want to wish good luck to the Ava Bears.
Tough night. It's a tough night, isn't it, Greg?
It's a rough night. Colby was wide open in the middle of the field and just couldn't connect with the ball.
Playing quite a bit better in the second half, but it's just not good enough, at least not right now. Now, we're not done. 5:52 left to go in the ball game, but I just, there is that feeling that you get sometimes when you just are back in the contest, and I just can't get the feeling that we're there, Greg. That play right there had the potential to kind of set things up, but we just weren't quite there.
And we need a turnover.
Mountain View Liberty going to have the football at their 45. Pretty good field position, especially for a team that can throw an 80-yard pass play, which they did to score their last touchdown. And it was kind of a hit in the gut, if you will, to the momentum that Ava was building in the football game. 26-18, there's your difference. Right there was that 80-yard pass play. Bears came back and got 1, but still down by 8, and Liberty got the ball back. 1st and 10, spin a man in motion. The motion back will get it on the edge. They have a blocker there. Bears are there, got it. No gain, maybe a half a yard. Good job on the return. I think Ackland ended up with the football, I believe, coming out of the slot. Yes, it was. Gentry, Ackland. Cole and Fry come up to make the defensive stop for Ava. And a good job by Ava to recover because they had the Ava tackler out on the edge covered, but the Bears converged and made the stop. No gain for Ackland, and it's 2nd and 10, 5:22. Mountain View wants the clock to run as best they can. So what do we have here? Timeout for something. The problem is we don't have the 25-second clock that is working, so no one really knows what it is. And the quarterbacks, you train as a quarterback getting used to being able to look at that clock. Correct. Well, it's not there anymore because the one down here on the south end isn't working, so they had to turn both of them on. So with that, it is now 2nd and 10, 5:15 left to go in the ball game. 26-18 is your score. And Mountain View Liberty looking at the defense, waiting to call the play. How in the world can you let them do this? Shouldn't be waiting for the snap. Waiting for the snap. Waiting for the snap. Here it comes. Handed off to Pruitt. Bears are there. Good defensive play made by Ava's Mason Cole. Cole comes up to make the stop along with a little help from Kuntz. A half a yard, and it is 3rd down and 9.5, Greg. Now, you got to do it right here. 4:35 left to go in the ball game, trailing by 8. If you're a defensive player for the Ava Bears, this right here could be the football game. 3rd down and 8. Quarterback Pruitt. What's he want to do? No, it's Watts with it. He'll spin to the top side, throws to a receiver, gets out of bounds. It's Ackland. Does he get the first down? He's going to be a step short. But now, Greg, this is 4-down territory, no doubt. For Mountain View Liberty, they're going to be about a half a yard short. So with that, it will become 4th down and about a yard. And I'm thinking they'll go for it, don't you? 4:15 left to go in the ball game. Mountain View Liberty going to load up and try to go for it. They need a yard. Now here's your defensive play. This is the defensive play of the game. 4:15 left. They need a half a yard. It is Pruitt. Bears got him. Bears got him. Bears got him. They stopped Pruitt. He didn't get it. He didn't get it. He didn't get it. How about that for your defensive play of the game right there? That's pretty good, Jacob Profit. And about 4 or 5 other Ava Bears that got there in the middle of it all and broke that thing up. Our football, 4:12 left, trailing 26-18. Now the best we can do is tie this thing, Gregory, and that has to be a 2-point conversion, which we have not done tonight, I don't think, have we? 26-18. So now, Ava offense, you got to score, you got to score, you got to score. Should be obvious. 4:12 left, 46-yard line. What do we do? Zach Richards going back. He's under pressure. He's going to have to run. Get her in the air. He throws it up. Did we catch it? Apparently not.
I don't think so.
Don't think so. I was thinking pass interference.
To me.
Sure looked like it to me on Spencer Skyle. They were all over him. That wasn't Spencer, it was Coleman up there on the top side. Threw it up there to Colby Miles, and now it looked to me like they were all over him. But the call doesn't work our way. Coach Swafford over there talking to the officials, saying, my goodness, if they're going to call pass interference down here on the other side against us, why wasn't that on them? So it is 2nd down and 10, 4:06 left to go in the ball game. We have 2nd and 10 from the 46, trailing by 8. Bear offense has to respond. It is the quarterback, pitch play, top side, on the run. Zach Miller, he won't get back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 11. You know what, Gregory? It just doesn't have that spin, does it?
No.
Just doesn't look like it. 3rd down and 11 for your Ava Bears, and this just not looking like the ball game where we're going to have the chutzpah that we need to get over the hump. It doesn't mean we're not coming back, but we're just not able to get over the hump. 3rd and 11 at the 44. Big play right here, folks, for the offense. Back to pass is Richard. Pressure's on. Got a little screen set up to Miller. Does he get the first down? No, he doesn't, but he gets across midfield. Miller's able to get it up to the 44-yard line, and so with that, Greg, it will become 4th down and about 5, I think. Looks like that. 4th down and 5 for Ava. So if you're looking for the football game on the offensive side, we just had the football game on the defensive side. If you're looking for the football game on the offensive side, here is your play at the 3-minute mark. We are down by 8. It is 4th down and 5. Liberty wins it, I think, if they stop us right here. 4th and 5. What are we going to do? Richards, pitch play. It comes to Spencer Skiles. He has to get 5. He doesn't. Nope. Didn't even get back to line of scrimmage. Mountain View Liberty, I think, just beat us right there. 2:45 left to go in the ball game. Bears down by 8, and they can't convert on 4th and 5. And it's just been one of those nights. One of those nights. Coach Sylvie, talking to the folks from Mountain View down at the other end before the game started, talked about the fact that it had been a long time since Mountain View came to Sylvie Field and won a ball game. Been a long time. Now, they've had some really good football teams, but at Sylvie Field, it's been tough to beat Ava. Well, I'm afraid they're 2 minutes and 45 seconds, Greg, away from doing that right now. 26-18. Now, give the second half effort a whole lot better grade than the first half, Greg, but so far, not enough. We need turnover, don't we, Gregory? So what do they do? Now, Mountain View Liberty snap the football. It will be Pruitt on the run. The Bears there, got him in the backfield. Penalty flag goes down. Flag is down in the general area of a hold against Mountain View Liberty. So not only did they lose, I think, on that, do you accept the penalty, but they're going to spin him back a ways, and they do say that he got about a yard. So with that, 2:40 left to go in the ball game. Ball's going to move past and all the way back past the 40, and will come back to the 36, almost 37-yard line. So it becomes 1st down and 23 for Mountain View Liberty. The problem is the clock is just killing us. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. Couldn't score when we got the ball back. And now Mountain View Liberty up 26-18 with the football with 2:40 left. And the Eagles are taking as much time as they can. Clock's not started yet. Now the clock begins, and Liberty set. Spin a man in motion. The motion back's going to get it. Run to the top side and knock him out of bounds. Bears knocked him out of bounds. Nice job defensively right there by Mason Cole. And the run's good for about 4, Greg, I think, by Mountain View Liberty. And I didn't catch the kid who ran with it.
It was Ackland.
It was Ackland on the carry. He came in motion. They've liked to use that play in this ball game. And now got a timeout being spun by somebody. Called by Ava. We're trying to get the ball back. 2:17 left to go in the game. It's not very pretty. Mountain View 26, Ava 18.
The sun always rises, your dog will always love you, and the tax man always shows up. Certain things in life are always reliable. So when you're ready to talk about life insurance, contact your dependable State Farm agent. After all, you might already count on State Farm to insure your car, and your life insurance is one of the things that matters most. Plus, there might be even more ways to save on your car insurance.
Call David Cody in Ava 683-4141 or in Mansfield 924-3231. Take care of your commercial and residential lawn care needs, from mowing the grass to trimming the hedge and more. Our fast, reliable, and experienced team can help your lawn look its best. And now we're licensed for agriculture pesticide application. Call Doug today at 543-2294 or Colton at 337-1766. 543-2294 or 337-1766 for Miller Lawn Service, and let us take care of your lawn.
Second down, about 19 for Mountain View Liberty. We need to get an interception, run it back for a touchdown. Ball is at the 41-yard line, Liberty territory. 2:17 left to go in the ball game. We trail by 8. Pruitt wants to run with it. The Bears are there, take him down. Good job by Ava defensively to stop that one. And so it becomes third down and about 13 now. And the Bears called timeout. 2:11 left. Our score, Liberty 26, Ava 18.
At MS Propane, our mission is to be your propane supplier for life. Locally owned and operated, MS Propane is a hometown company you can trust for safe, reliable, clean, and affordable propane services. Whether you're heating your home or business in the winter or grilling outside in the summer, you can count on us to help reduce your energy costs, increase your comfort, and power your home or business safely with propane. Give MS Propane a try today. 683-5300. That's 683-5300 for MS Propane.
Ava Bears have to stop Mountain View Liberty, and they have 2 minutes and 11 seconds to do that, and then drive down the field and score a touchdown, plus get the 2-point conversion, Greg, to force this thing into overtime. That's the story. Can we do it? It is third down for Mountain View Liberty and 16, ball at the 44. Big play for the defense right here. Mountain View Liberty, I would think, would like the clock to roll a little bit. Carter Pruitt will be the quarterback, and he stands back at about the 39-yard line. There's the snap. Watts in there. Going long. Throw is up. Catch is made for a first down. They throw it down to Noah Jester. That's the youngster, by the way, that ran it in from 80 yards for a touchdown. So a first down for Mountain View Liberty as they got behind us and outran us, and Jester's able to pull it in, and that's probably the ball game right there. 26-18. Bears, did you say, have one timeout left?
One timeout.
So with that, Mountain View Liberty will have a new set of downs with 2:05 yet to kill the clock. And it looks like they're going to walk away with a 26-18 win or more. They have a chance to score right now with the ball at the 28-yard line. Liberty has Pruitt. He'll want to run up the middle. The Bears will snuff it out, but not before Pruitt's able to get close to the 25. And what do we have? Last time out called by Ava right now. Bears are running out of light. Our score, Ava 18, Mountain View Liberty 26.
Century Bank of the Ozarks, with locations in Ava, Gainesville, Theodosia, and Bakersfield, is your hometown community bank. We offer a full line of personal checking and saving account options, as well as corporate and business banking solutions. Our experienced lenders specialize in residential, consumer, commercial, and agricultural lending. Since 1894, Century Bank of the Ozarks has maintained its reputation of friendly service and quick local decision making. Stop in and let our friendly staff introduce you to our banking products. Century Bank of the Ozarks, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Gotta tell you, Greg, that particular play right there, where they picked up the first down when they needed 16, probably ends the football game for Ava.
That hurts.
1:51 left to go in the contest. 26-18 Liberty not only still alive, but they have the first down inside the 25 now, 2nd and 7, I guess it is now. But certainly they want to do their best just to eat up the clock, and I think the Bears have lost all their timeouts now. And so it's what you're going to do. Pruitt will run with the football. Pruitt will be stopped and thrown for a loss. Ball comes out. Bears will pick it up, I think. Ava Bear football. Ball came out. It's on. It's on. Football. We're not done. We're not done. Did I mention we're not done? It looked to me like we were done. They're going to give it to us. The Colby Miles, I think, ended up with it. Pruitt was just trying to extend the length of the play, and the ball came out, and the Bears picked it up. I mean, that's a disaster for Mountain View Liberty. It's a huge break for the Ava Bears, and it gives us a chance. 1:44 left to go in the ball game, trailing 26-18. And Greg, I really thought the party was over, because all Liberty had to do was run the football. And that's really what they were trying to do. But instead of Pruitt going into the line and going down, he tried to keep the play alive and go to the outside, and that's when the ball came out. A break for Ava, maybe we caused it. 1:44 left to go in the ball game, trailing by 8. Ball is at the 35. We have to go 65 yards. What are we going to do with it? We want to run, and there's not a lot there. Mountain View Liberty says you're not going to do it, Spencer Skiles. Get to the outside. And with that now, the clock is rolling.
Oh, we lost 3 yards.
2nd down and 14. 2nd down and, actually, it's about 2nd down and 12 for Ava. 1:24, going to throw it in the air. We didn't look. Interception, touchdown, Mountain View Liberty. Going to run it in. Corman, I think it is, on the catch. It'll be Schumach on the score. There's a penalty flag down. Let's see what they're going to call there. Now, depending upon how they want to sort it, but Mountain View Liberty, certainly it was Michael Shoup on the interception, and on the play, Mountain View Liberty going to run it in for a touchdown. Illegal block in the back on the return, so the interception is going to still be there, Greg. So that's a third interception of the ball game, isn't it? 26-18, 1:24 left to go in the contest, and I'll tell you this, that pretty much ended it right there. Didn't think we had any chance because all they had to do is run the football, and they coughed it up, give us life, but then, well, we just had the feeling after the first half, Greg, this wasn't going to be our night. In any way you look at it, this just wasn't our night.
We, no, every time we put the wheels back on, it just kept popping back.
It really did. I mean, it really said everything to start the third quarter. They kicked the ball off to us, and it literally hits us on the leg and bounces into the hands of Mountain View Liberty. That says it all. That's the way this game has been. So Liberty with it. We can't call a timeout. 1:16 left to go, and they're going to kneel this time. You notice that? None of this trying to run into the line. Well, won't run anymore with that. Schumann just put a kneel down. Clock's going to run out here. Eventually, the clock's got to start running. Now it starts running, and my chair just went down on me. Not certain what I did to deserve that, but it did it. It lost its air. Okay, well, I'll just get out of it then. So 48 seconds left, and the clock running, and this game belongs to Mountain View Liberty. They're going to walk away with a 26-18 win, because all they have to do is just kneel down and let the clock roll, and they've pretty much eaten this thing up. And so Mountain View Liberty has walked away with a victory. The Ava Bears a very, very disappointing football game, just by the way we play. So it all comes to a close, ladies and gentlemen, on this Friday night of football. The Ava Bears, after many years of beating Mountain View Liberty at our place, give one back to the Eagles. Final score, Mountain View Liberty 26, Ava 18.
You need a little help around your place? Well, then you get a hold of Schmuck Ventures at 683-DUMP. That's 683-DUMP or 3867, where we deliver rock, dirt, and more. That's Tussie or TJ Schmuck at 683-3867, 683-DUMP for Schmuck Ventures, where we deliver rock, dirt, and more.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for road trips. We're for covering as much ground as possible on 2, 4, or 18 wheels. We're for drop tops, T-tops, classics, cruisers, pickup trucks, and dump trucks. We're for displaying Missouri plates like medals of pride. Have you ever hit a deer? Yep, we're for you too. We're for getting stuck behind a tractor on a 2-lane highway. And if you're a Missouri driver, we have an auto policy for you.
I am Sean Irby, your Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent. And if you're in Douglas County, I've got you covered.
Before we get to the rundown of the football game, the Ava Bears and Mountain View Liberty in a circle out on the football field, kind of down on their knees, and they're talking to one another, maybe a little prayer going on. And one of the Ava football players, and I can't tell who it is from here, actually took the time to thank the kids for coming. I think it was Coleman. It was Mason Cole that did that, but job well done to see that kind of sportsmanship at the end of a football game. It's the way it ought to be, my friends, and it's a good thing. Well, the night of football on Friday night, you could tell from the very beginning just something in the air that wasn't going to favor Ava. The Ava Bears allow Mountain View Liberty, who get the ball first, and that was our judgment, our decision, and that's always paid off for us in football games. But this time, a 57-yard drive, 5 plays, 3 of them passes, 2 of them runs, and at the 1:58 mark, and out 1 minute, 2 seconds, Mountain View Liberty will take a 6-0 lead. And to be honest with you, Mountain View Liberty will never trail in this football game. Then, at the very start of the second quarter, it will be a 39-yard run by Carter Pruitt for a touchdown at the 11:50 mark. See, 10 seconds into the second quarter, they'll go up 12-0. And then just before we get to halftime, it will be a 80-yard pass play from Jester to Ackland, and with that, the 1:04 mark, it will be 18-yard play from Watts to Jester, Ackland, at the 1:05 juncture, quarter number 2. Mountain View Liberty goes to halftime with what is an 18-0 score. The Ava Bears, after a pep talk at halftime, perhaps played much better football, but just not good enough. They put together an 80-yard drive. It'll be Miller who runs it in for the touchdown, but the Bears will miss the extra point, and in the third quarter at the 5:45 mark, we finally have scored. Then Miller again, a 60-yard drive, this time a 22-yard run at the 1:13 mark before we get to the end of the third quarter, and we'll miss the extra point again. It'll be Ava 12, Mountain View Liberty 18. And then when it looks like the Bear defense had pinned Mountain View Liberty back, they managed an 80-yard pass play from Pruitt to Jester, got the extra point, and that turns out to be the nail in the coffin that will take us down. At that point, it's 26-12. Richards will respond. Zach Richards, as quarterback, will run for 36 yards to get us back in the football game, but we missed the extra point again, and that will ultimately be the final score. It will be Ava 18, Mountain View Liberty 26. The Ava Bears go back out on the road next Friday night, play a conference game at Salem. This Friday, there was just something in the air, and it certainly wasn't the Ava Bears night. The final score belongs to Mountain View Liberty, who've won a ball game here at Sylvie Field, first time in a long time. The final outcome, Ava 18, Mountain View Liberty 26. For Cause Sports, I'm Joe Cora.
Whether it's personally